Gemini 3.1 Pro just launched. And if you think we're just going to go right into benchmarks and talk about all the current stuff, I'm sorry, you're actually in the wrong place. That's not what we do here. We're not going to read to you every single benchmark and go through every other thing that every other YouTuber is going to do. This is literally a live stream. And so you're literally rocking with us right now. And we have all kinds of people in the building. With Adila, we also have Tech Friend, we have Foul Reaper, we have some other folks who are joining in. So feel free to drop a comment. We're going to be doing some crazy cool stuff today. And this is my first time playing with the model. And it literally just came out like an hour ago and stuff like that. So we're not going to be touching any of these benchmarks. We are just going to test for ourselves. And this is what we do in these types of live streams. So we're going to take a look at AI Studio and take a look at the model in here. The model is also available on Droid. So Eno Reyes made a comment saying that there's tons of improvements for long-running agentic tasks. And so they're actively trying to optimize further, and they're going to let us know, or we're going to let them know what works and doesn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can try it inside of Droid, which would be super cool. It's also OpenClaw has an update that just dropped today. So I'm an OpenClaw user. I don't think it has Gemini in there listed right now. So in order, if you're curious about getting it installed for OpenClaw, you want to point it to where it says model providers. And then you just go to the models, because I'm really curious. I want to get this model inside of my type of OpenClaw. And so all we have to do is probably add a custom base URL for this specific configuration, because Google's not listed in the configuration. There is Vercel AI Gateway. So if you do use Vercel, you can probably get it through there. Or if you use OpenRouter, you can probably use it through there. So those are the ones that provide multiple models under the umbrella of what they have. But if you want to like just go directly from AI Studio and get the API key and get the code, you'll have to probably tell it to, do a custom model with a custom base URL, and then get the API key to put inside of your actual thing. And then once you do that, you'll probably want to set it for the primary provider if you want to start using it inside of OpenClaw. So that's going to be probably something a little bit later. But today, I want to see if we can make a really cool game. So I came up with this concept called the Asteroid Royale. And so here's the elevator pitch. We're basically going to create like a 3D styled game. Think like Asteroids meets Star Fox 64. So we're going to try to make these like little low poly ships with like glowing edges and stuff, and like a CRT overlay option, like neon particles, a bunch of cool stuff here. But we're going to do a lot of cool stuff. So not only are we going to make the game, but we're going to make it straight up real-time, real player, multiplayer game. So you're going to be able to join, like, I hope by the end of the stream that you're going to be able to like join into the game, and we're going to probably see if we can just do it all in one shot. So we're going to have like power-ups. We're going to have like a fleet system where we can actually make a whole team. So you as an individual can like power up and gain XP, or other people can join in and you can form teams and start to kind of take over different things. So this is like going to be like a really cool, true like space battle type of thing. Eventually we'll have like our clawbots like logging in, and then they can also start to kind of form and like play the game as well. So that'll be coming in soon. I think that I'll probably add that as like a later phase, but I just want to make sure I get the real human experience first with this. And so this is kind of what I'm aiming for the MVP today for our stream, is to have like a playable demo, a 3D environment, SpaceTimeDB for syncing for multiplayer stuff, and then like have one resource and like some basic health spawns. If we get cooking, if Gemini 3 Pro really just blows it out of the box, then we can go ahead and add some fleets, power-ups, and other types of things as well. So that'd be crazy. And then even later on, we can add some of the other stuff, which would be amazing. So this is our tech stack that we're going to be working with. We're going to use React, Three.js, SpaceTimeDB for the server. It's going to be written in Rust, super fast multiplayer. It's going to save us a lot of time. And as far as rendering, we're going to do Three.js with instance mesh and box geometry. I have no clue what any of this means. So if you're thinking like I'm some type of like pro programmer, I mean, I used to work at Apple for 12 years, but that doesn't mean anything. That just means I'm washed up right now. It just means that I have experience shipping software, and I know how to put components together and then test it out and see if it works or not. I think that's kind of my background. And so we're going to depend heavily on different AI coding things. And so part of the stack that we're going to use, we're going to try out all of them. So we're going to try Droid, we're going to try Cursor, we're going to try Google AI Studio. We're going to give all those tasks to them. And Cursor has this thing called long running agents. So we're going to try to see if we just give this the entire spec, hand that off and let it kind of do its thing, while we try to see if we can iterate on these other ones individually and see what happens there. Because this would be really, really cool. And I'm going to build this with you live. And this is going to be us hanging out kind of together. So if you're ready for this, let's go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the let's go. OpenClaw successfully upgraded. Dang, this is amazing. So much fun. Three.js WGL. Yes. Try Codex 2 side by side. Yes, I actually have Codex. I have Spark lined up as well. I just resubscribed to my $200 a month plan. How about Open Code? Not a fan of it. Open Code, I haven't really been playing around with it in the last like month or so, so I can check it out. I have the models and stuff already loaded up in these two different platforms, so it can be worth checking out. I mean, if we're using the same model under the hood, the only thing difference is going to be the harness behavior. And so I think if we have some, I didn't want to complicate the stream too much. And then these are kind of my two go-to things. All right, so let's go ahead and see if I can take this type of requirements here. And then what I'm going to do is I want y'all to follow along. If you're in my Discord right now, there's a Discord link. So if you haven't had a chance, I'm going to drop it right now. Ray Discord link. Cool. So here I dropped the Discord link. It's currently just members only, so you have to pay a monthly fee, but that's okay. I'm going to drop this requirements doc inside of that Discord link, so you can actually start to build the game alongside me. I think it's more fun when people start to build with me, so that'd be really cool. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab this whole thing. It's a lot of stuff, and pop it into the Discord. So these are all the specs basically. The game Asteroid. Let's see, Discord. See if I can pop it up in here. So I got the Discord in here, and then let me just get this up in here. So we're just gonna say, this is gonna be under the live stream. So we have like a live stream, builder lab, code, live stream. Okay, so live stream hangout. So here is the game. 1, 2, 3, boom. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. So for those who are wondering, it's basically, I pasted it in here. So you can actually go into the Discord and just literally just copy and paste this. This is what I'm going to be putting in. This is the entire prompt, basically, for us who are wondering. So this is the Asteroid Game Royale. And it'll be really cool because I want to see your creations too. Like, what are you going to do? What stuff do you want to tweak from it? I'm just really curious to hear from my Discord members and see what y'all are doing with right now. So in Google Gemini AI Studio, it looks like we have the 3.1 Pro preview. So this is the one we're using now. And then this is the one we have here. And as far as thinking level, we're going to set to high, and then we're going to leave everything default. And so I'm just literally just going to paste this thing in here, and it's going to say run and see what happens. And then cursor, I'm going to go into cursor as well. And I'm going to check that out because I have like a cursor thing that I have set up for long running agents. So cursor.com. And so long running agents, basically you can just give it a plan and it'll just autonomously keep going until the plan is done. And what's crazy about it is that it can cook for a very, very long time. It does burn up a ton of tokens, so beware. And I think it's only available for the ultra plans right now because it literally just came out of like a research preview. So as of now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is probably see if I can create a new repository. Oh yeah, okay. So for them, I have to go to GitHub and then create a new repository, huh? Dang, okay. So I could just say create new repository. And I'll just make it open source. Let's see, what should we call the game? The game is going to be Asteroid Royale. Okay. Yeah, we'll make it. I'll make it private for now. That will just keep it chill. Create repository. Okay. Cool. So I should now be able to see it in here. Let me just refresh. Cool. When I tried it, I had to convince the model that it is generated. Where did you try it? I was really curious. Buen dia, my friend. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. This is about to be a crazy stream, so we're about to go ham. Oh, by the way, if you haven't had a chance, I still got to reshare it on X, so we're gonna go ahead and do that right now too. So let's see. I have to repost it because it doesn't do this live. So that way, now it shows up on my stream. That way people can start seeing it. And if you see it here, just go ahead and repost it. That would be super helpful, by the way. Because people see this, but they may not click the link to go live. And then X likes to promote their own live stream, so that's kind of the thing there. All right, so now back in the game. Okay, so let me go back in here, and then I think I'm going to Asteroid Royale. Add repositories. Okay. Config. Okay, so let me blur some of the screens. Let's see this here. So with cursor, it looks like they don't let you start with like a blank, like no repo and then creates the repo type of thing. It looks like I have to like put something in there and maybe even put it into, that's weak. Let's see. Let me go ahead and see if I can find it. Asteroid Royale. Huh. I guess I have to put something in there. Create code space. So I think I literally probably just have to create a file, right? Huh. Okay. Creating a new file. Let's do it. Okay. Starter. Delete me.md. Delete this file. Okay, actually, you know what I'll do is I'll put the actual prompt in it, right? So this is what I'll do. Game design. That's what I'll do. Game design.md. Okay, so let me preview this here. So now we have the game design, and this will be here. Okay, this is everything for the game that we're gonna do. All right, so the test here is gonna be testing cursors like long-running agents. But what I can do is once I create this repo is I can clone it to my machine and I can make like different branches. So I can test how it's gonna operate inside of Droid. I can test how the long-running agent task works in its own branch and stuff like that. That way we'll have like a reference for everything. So let me go ahead and commit the changes in it. Wow, that'd be cool. Wait, you can prompt out a game? That's the whole thing. I think that's what's up. Yeah. I just woke up. What's happening? Bro, we're cooking right now with Gemini 3.1. Hopefully. Hopefully. Allegedly. Okay. So let me do that. All right. So we're going to try out a whole bunch of things. Let's see what's going on over here in Gemini. So back to Google AI Studio. With that prompt, we're going to see what's end up happening over here, right? So let's see. So it's an incredibly well-structured game. Since you're preparing this for a live stream, okay, this is all of our scope for building the game. Here's a technical breakdown of how to structure MVP. So the schemas in Rust, the architecture, the stream, and so prompt, okay. Why this design's perfect. Okay, the scope is incredibly smart. Ready to start? Yes. Can you just build the full game, bro? I'm just like, I don't need to go to different phases. I just want you to build the whole thing. Yeah. If Alex Finn's watching, his name is build. Wait, Alex is in the building right now? Let's see. Search. Alex. I don't see him right now. Yo, Alex, drop a comment. Finally, I'm catching the live stream. Yo, man. Yeah, we're cooking. Currently here in Hawaii. Yeah. Let's see. Your anti-gravity got banned? Yeah, an anti-gravity definitely will get banned. I think they don't allow that. Yeah, it's not gonna one-shot it. I mean, it might one-shot it right now, bro. Look at this. It's building the full game. Okay, while I can't magically deploy a live multiplayer to the web, I can write the complete functional code base for your MVP right now. We spoke too soon. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, this gets your stream to 80% of the way there. Are we done already? Okay, so we could just FaceTime in it, Lang Rust Royale. We would replace this part, and then we could start playing the game already, bro. This is crazy. It spit out the code super fast, but I don't think this is it, bro. Wow. Yeah. Okay. What does build here do? Does build do anything? Bro, I think I did it the wrong way. The big L on my part. So I guess there's this new thing called build here on the, this is a playground and this is build. Okay. Okay. Not obvious. Not obvious. Okay, let's go back. We're gonna redo this whole thing. I'm gonna go over here and copy as markdown. So I'm gonna get my original prompt again, and I'm gonna go back to where it says build. And in build here, this is probably where we can actually build the game and maybe run it. I don't know. I don't know. Am I feeling lucky? I'm just gonna build it. We're using Pro Preview. We're gonna use React, yes. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. And just go build. I don't know. This is supposed to do something. Build is a lovable thing that Google has. Okay. Why not use Cursor? This is what we're going to use all of the platforms. We're going to use Cursor. We're going to use Droid. We're going to use. Somebody even suggested OpenCode if we get our time around this. So we're going to try them all. How can I get OpenClaw to rely? Oh, and also OpenAI's Codex. Reliably code inside of Claude Code CLI and replace me. I've been trying to do that for days, but love some help and insights. I think that's a really big project, and it's something I can't answer right now on voice. Your voice is kind of late. Oh, is it delayed right now? Oh, I'd hate to do that. Okay. Literally just did the same thing live. Felt stupid because the AI studio though. I appreciated the playground planning. Yeah, the playground planning was cool. I don't know why it's trying to get access to my microphone, but sure. Google wants to hear the whole conversation. Okay. What is this? Wait, the game is done already? Hold up. No way. Wait, y'all just sell. What? What is this, bro? No way, bro. I'm here yapping and this thing just cooked? What the? Oh, wow. Yeah, let me check out your version right now. Dang, no way. What the? Oh my God, bro. Bro. Oh, wow. Build your notes. Bro, look at your, yeah, Cadet. Yours is fire too, bro. Drift core. Oh, yo, that's sick. Oh my God, bro. Wow. Okay, what is with this model? This thing is cracked. Oh, what? No way. What am I doing? WASD? Okay. What? So controls are keyboard, mouse, and mobile friendly later. Hey, dang, no way. So what we got right now is a playable demo, a 3D space environment with a retro-styled asteroid ships. We got a player movement with WASD or the mouse, right? So WASD doesn't work, right? Oh, it does. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Hold on, maybe I have to go to, damn. Oh, wow. Okay, weapons? Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. We got SpaceTimeDB sync for multiplayer positions, and then one resource type, upgrade path, and basic health respawn. Dang, you're too old to talk like that. Gemini tipped off 3.1. They were going to request that game, so it had it in the oven, bro. I can't believe it, man. This is crazy. It's so simple, it won't take long to rush it. I don't know what you're saying. Yo, my version. Okay, this is crazy. OpenClaw has a quickly rate limit with free models, unfortunately. Okay, yeah. Literally just did the same thing live. Okay, yeah, I think we were doing that. Okay, cool. Let's just kind of keep playing around with this. Damn, because let me look at the code. Oh my goodness. Bro, this thing is fast as hell. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. You know what we got to do? I'm gonna throw this thing in Droid real quick. This is crazy. This is so hype right now. I'm so hype. I want to keep building this game because we need to make it sync up with the database and everything like that. Because I see Gemini, right? This is Gemini Flash Preview for the, I don't know why it has this services types. Okay, so here's the types for our database. And then this is the index file. So this is just loading the game, right? And here's the constants for our spaceship. It's actually a really simple game. But I wanted to make it like voxel type, right? You know, this is using React Fiber. So yeah, I think we can go harder. I think we can go really hard on this game. This is like, this is cute. I love this game. Like I'm blown away. Look at what is this, bro? This is crazy. Okay, okay. But yeah, let's go harder. I think we can go hard. Let's go hard in the chat. Let's go. This is kind of scary. It's scary good, right? So CD workspace. Okay. And then mkdir-p. I'm going to call this, I think, Asteroid Royale. Actually, I'm going to git clone and then git clone my, this guy. There you go. Because it already has a name in it. Perfect. Boom. Perfect. Okay, so now that we're in here, we're going to do cd Asteroid Royale. Oh. What? Where is it? Wait, what did I clone this to? Okay. Where? Cloning into Asteroid Royale? CD. Am I tripping? Okay. I maybe spelled it wrong. Okay. Git tower dot. Just create a new branch. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to create a new branch. So I'm going to hit create new branch from main, and I'm going to call it Droid. So we're going to just do Droid with Gemini 3.5. Okay. Check out the branch. And so we're going to have our own Droid branch here that we're going to track here. So now we're in here, and then we're just going to do Droid and load up Droid. And then we're going to just say, okay, so this is it. So, all right. Cool. So I'm loading up my MCPs because we're going to do a lot of research and do a lot of cool stuff. So model, if you do the model selector, you can select Gemini 3.1 Pro. So this is going to be fire. This is going to be insanely fire right now. Okay. Okay, so we have this model here. Okay. And then hi. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to add the game design file and say, I'm going to go into spec mode real quick. I've made the game file. Please, made the game design here. Help me spec it out so we can ship the full game. Use ref and exa MCP for any research. Ask me any questions. Okay. To make this clear. Okay. Control L for autonomy. Okay, let's go. Okay. So now that we have the spec, we have this outlined here. Okay. Cool. So what's going on? Fetch failed on stop. What's going on? What happened? Let's see. Why did it fail? Maybe is my internet down? Fetch failed. Am I not allowed to use this model right now? That's weird. Can I do /model and then go to like Opus 6 fast mode? Oh, hold on. I just started to burn a bunch of tokens right now. Okay. The user wants me to spec out the full game. Okay, so this is like, okay. Yeah, it went crazy. So there's something wrong with the model. I don't think it's released yet. Or maybe I don't have access to it yet. Hi, Kurt. Okay. Try again. Yeah, I probably don't have access to the model or something. This is weird. Thanks for the free month with your code. I don't remember what was going on. Currently running for 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Oh, it's working now. Okay, cool. Resuming the asteroid spec. Okay. What is going on? Okay, so maybe they're getting rate limited too. Interesting. I need to fix these on-stop hooks and stuff like that. So can we fix the hooks? Okay, I'm going to do that in a different window. Droid /model. And then I'm going to go to fast mode real quick. Correct. Okay. Fix the hooks for this project as we are just getting started. And then shift tab. Okay, so that's going to fix our hooks. I see this is a brand new project. Oh, okay. Yes, allow all. Okay. I know the problem. It's your hook. Whenever the tool call fails, it automatically stops. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm going to fix it right now. Please apologize for that. Okay, your Zane, Zazox, which hooks we like to set up? All formatted. None for now, as we are going to scaffold the app in another chat. Right now, I keep getting these errors. And I think the hooks are running for all projects in my dirty folder or something. Okay. Hey, good evening. So yeah, we're trying to fix our hooks thing here. And while this is getting updated, let's see, how do you want to be notified when you're waiting for inputs? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Control. Yeah. I found the problem. Let me also look at the actual, yeah. You can just disable hooks for now and re-enable them later. Yeah, that's probably the best way, but it's too late. Yeah, they're bad. Okay, of course. Had to duplicate entries from Claude hooks at each import. Oh God. Yes. Yeah. Slash hooks. All hooks enabled. I'm just going to disable them for now, like you said. Okay. All right. Cool. So close and slash hooks. Okay. Cool. Let me just do slash new. Okay. So we're going to do this. So now we're starting a new session, and then we disable all the hooks, and then we're currently in spec mode with Gemini 3.1 Pro, and we're going to see if this is going to work here. Hey, big shout out to the super chat. Google manages to make cool mode again. Gina for life. Hey, Joe Durganetti, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That's really awesome. Appreciate you. My guy is always like in the Google models right now, so he's always popping in with the super chat. So I definitely appreciate you, brother. So cool. Okay. So error fetch failed. So I'm still getting errors right now with the model. I'm wondering if it's just like that they're rate limited right now. Let's see. Yeah, fetch failed. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I think something's wrong with the model. I'm trying to use an anti-gravity and it's bad. Can't use the tools. Yeah, I think they're literally rate limited right now. I'm just gonna keep trying. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Can we do it? Okay, you might be a network issue. It's not. Okay. Yeah, definitely not a network issue. Okay, so let's try Cosa. Cosa. Okay, curse it. Okay, so let's just try that. Cursor. I'm gonna try something real quick. Cursor.com. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna go and open a project, and we're gonna go to workspace, and we're gonna go to Asteroid Royale. Perfect. Open this thing. Okay. So yeah. So we're gonna change to. Actually, let me make sure I'm on the right branch and stuff. So I'm going to make another branch and I'll call it cursor. Let's see, git tower. Ugh. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say create new branch. I'm going to say cursor and perfect. All right. So now we're inside of cursor and anything we do here will be cursor related. All right, cool. So, and then in here, we're going to check out Gemini, add models. Gemini 3.1 Pro. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So in Droid, so I think in Cursor, what I'll do is I'll basically just do that model, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and then I'll do this and I'll reference the at game docs, game design. Okay, perfect. I've made the design here. Okay. And then I'm going to check my MCPs as well, making sure that they're up and running. So where do I hit? Cloud Agents, MCP. Okay. So I'm gonna turn off convex. I have Exa. I'm gonna turn off graphite for now. I don't need pixel lab right now, and I don't need repo prompt right now. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. So use Exa and ref and ask me any questions to make this clear. Okay, try plan mode. Sure. Let's do that. Cursor, plan mode. Okay, cool. So we're gonna try game design, and we're just gonna do this locally and see how this stuff goes out. All right, so we're gonna do that. And then what I like to do is just show the agent first. So take off the agent window. Okay. I had a view that was really cool. Vibes only. Yeah, what happened to my view? Oh, vibes only. Sync layouts across windows. Okay. I don't know. Maximize chat. Yes. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, so we're able to use the model inside of Cursor, and it doesn't seem to be rate limited right now. Okay, cool. So let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see. So right now, for those who are just kind of wondering and tuning in, what we have basically designed here is a spec for the game. And this is things called Asteroid Royale. And what we're trying to do is like have a multiplayer Asteroid game so that we can kind of play with each other. And we use SpaceTimeDB for the multiplayer sync so that you can actually start to build your little spaceship and do things. So we already basically made this game inside of AI Studio. And pretty much just by giving it that one prompt. And as you can see, this is like a really, really basic type of thing here. And it kind of got us started with this type of thing. But this is where we want to really take it to the next level and start hooking up to this like database and have the sync, have you join in, do power-ups, and start to like really kind of take this thing and go crazy. I think this thing only ran for 46 seconds, which was insanely fast for the Gemini 3.1 Pro preview. Kind of insane, is like off the wall as far as it kind of doing that. And over here inside of Cursor, I'm trying to see if I can kick off this task. So it says, do you already have the Vibe coded starter pack multiplayer repository clone locally, or should we? It says no, need to clean up, need to clone it. Okay. Start from scratch. Okay, no. What is the expected maximum number of concurrent players in a single match during the MVP stream? Let's do 50 players. Let's do. I want to do like 30 to 50. That'd be fire. Okay, so how do you plan to host the React client for the stream? We're going to do on Vercel. Continue. Okay, cool. These are good questions. And so, yeah, we basically have, when I say we, I mean like I did it earlier when I was just yapping on the stream or before the stream. And I was just talking to Opus and trying to like tell it my idea. So yeah, if you want, I'll show you this idea and how I came up with it. But basically, this is the premise. If you're currently inside of my Discord right now, you actually have access to the full-on prompt. And so TechFriend already did the whole thing. Deployment failed. I'll just record the video. Bro, what? Yo, this is crazy. This is from the AI studio, bro? Dude, that's insane, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so he made a game called Drift Core. That's so fire, bro. That's amazing. Yeah, so in the Discord, I basically dropped the game design that I basically did that there. If you want to join the Discord, I got the link in there. And yeah, you can kind of check it out. So yeah, that's the whole file there. And folks are definitely cooking in there. So we got that. So this is the whole thing that we have here. And this is the architecture for us not Google, but that Cursor is now spec'd out for us. All right, so let's just take a look here. So let's see. The game that AJ was looking at is not currently deployed. Let's see if I can put this over here. I wonder if you'd better in Godot over Three.js. I have no clue. I mean, what do you think? Like, I'll ask it. I mean, I don't see any problem why. Let's see. I'm gonna download this plan, and I'm gonna have a chat over here. Asteroid Royale. Would the game be better in Godot over Three.js? And I'm gonna use Opus Max. Opus Max fast. Let's go. Let's go. I just want fast answers. Fast, fast, fast. Let's go. Is it fine to use anti-gravity and cursor on Mac Mini? Yeah, I don't see why not. If you used Godot, definitely the MCP for it. Okay. Yeah. It's too fast, bro. Too fast. So it's the right call. This is the first web development. Web first development is a deal breaker. So if your target is browser based, deploy via Vercel. 3.js is native to the web, and Godot can export to HTML5, but it produces a large WebAssembly binary and has ongoing stability quirks with web exports in Godot 4, and lacks features like shared array buffer. And for 30 to 50 people, clicking a link to instantly play 3.js wins on load time and compatibility alone. Okay, so that makes sense. And then SpaceTimeDB. So this is built around SpaceTimeDB. And they actually have a vibe coding starter pack. This is cool. So that kit is purpose built with 3.js and React. So with Godot, you'll need a custom SpaceTimeDB client in GDScript. Okay, so yeah, if we abandon the whole thing and build the networking boilerplate from scratch, yeah, that'd be kind of hard. Not hard, but it would just take a long time. Godot would be better for like a desktop native thing. Complex physics, no SpaceTimeDB dependency. It has its own multiplayer WebRTC, which works well for authoritative server systems. Cool. Yeah, I actually built my soccer game multiplayer using SpaceTimeDB in 12 days, and it was super fast, like super easy to do, which is kind of why I'm going back to it again. All right, so let's see. So now that we have this here, we're going to use the 3.1 agent model. Okay. All right, cool. So what do we have here? Oh my God, Cursor just has a new update. we're still using it. Okay. So this is the new plan. So basically the plan that we have now is this same thing, build a playable MVP for the live stream. We have the resources here, which is upgrade ship, left fight, loot, and then form fleets to stay solo. So we're going to have a front end with React 19 and V6. And then we have 3D rendering with 3.js. And the back end is going to be space-time. And then foundation is going to be this. So proven starter kits here. Here's the architecture. Whenever you have an input, there's going to be an action reducer, and that's going to use React and 3.js. And we're going to connect over WebSocket, and that's going to sync to the SpaceTimeDB Rust backend. Any updates will come here, and then this is going to be the authoritative state on the server, and then this is going to broadcast back to the client. So when you're connecting to the client, all you're doing is receiving these broadcasts and these updates from where the other players are. And this is kind of like a really cool pattern here. And then SpaceTimeDB is like so fast. It's like 1,000 times faster than Convex for sync, which is crazy. I think. Don't quote me on that. Data models, the SpaceTimeDB Rust is here. So we got this. Okay, plasma, titanium, and dark matter. That's pretty cool. The core logic is going to be backend verifies client movement speed against their engine tier, combat resolution, loot dropping, and arena collapse. Every 5 seconds, it shrinks the safe zone radius, dealing damage and entities outside the boundary. Oh, okay. So whenever you're hitting someone, you're just going to be this little thing that collapses. So here's the interface design for the reducers. That's cool. And here's the client architecture. So the rendering pipeline is going to be a canvas component with a scene, camera, and Unreal Bloom class. The state management. Okay, cool. Visuals are going to be the mesh shader material, and the authentication spacetime's built-in identity. And then the first connection generates a private key stored in the browser local storage. Perfect. Awesome. I think this looks pretty good. This should be definitely doable, like in one shot. Yo, this is crazy. Okay. Persistent EXP, visual ranking, recruitment. I mean, this is amazing. I can't. So I have a slash command called, where is it? Console user, create. Hold on. Where's all my slash commands? I had some fire slash commands. Open browser? No. Slash phase plan? Yeah. I'm planning to implement this with parallel agents. So I'm going to want you to write some more to-dos and break this plan down into different phases, as we're going to have different agents depend on each other for certain things. And for the most part, we're going to go through this serially. And I want to also have a way so that we can verify different sections are done, so that way we can assign different tasks to various agents for the pieces of work as we go through phase 1, phase 2, etc. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. So I'm gonna have it, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna have this plan broken down a little bit more, because it should already kind of know what to do here, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How does this compare to like Opus 4.6 and Codex 5.3 in real case scenarios? I think that's another thing that we're going to go ahead and get into. I'm doing the game challenge because that's something that I saw like people were making, and that, Google Gemini like supposed to do pretty well. This is a pretty complex use case, and there's a lot of moving pieces that are going on. So right now I'm really trying to understand like what are its planning capabilities. Can it plan as well as Opus, right? Like, I want to replace Opus with this model, you know what I mean? That's kind of like my goal here. And so if I'm able to do that, with a much lower cost, look at this. And speed, like the same speed or faster, and replace Opus, I think we got something here, you know what I mean? So that'd be really, really cool. Yeah. This is crazy. So yeah, here's our updated plan. So here's our plan. Agent A. Okay, cool. So I've updated the plan, break it down into parallel steps. Here are the key changes introduced. So I think now that it's good, I think we have it saved to our workflow. And I'm just going to, we have this here. I'm going to update our plan. Okay. Updated plan. Okay. Commit. Publish the branch. All right, cool. So one thing that I wanted to check on Cursor's side was, do they have our, let me just refresh here. Asteroid. Huh. I thought my repository would show up here. Maybe I don't know how to spell. Oh. Oh, I forgot to put the T in it. Oh, dyslexia. I hate you. Okay. The branch I want is Cursor. Okay. Perfect. And so can I select the model yet? No. Okay. Dang it. Wow. Okay, I wanted to see if I can grab the model, the plan. So I think it would be cool to see if I can build this game using their long-running agents with Codex and then with Opus. So I'm gonna do a couple different runs. I'm gonna kick off a couple different runs using this. Say, please build out the plan. So we're gonna test how Gemini 3.1 Pro will build this plan. We're going to test their long-running agents with the Opus 4.6 and see how that does. And we're also going to test one for Curse GPT 5.3. And these are like the long-running agents. So these will just spew out and like burn tokens for hours. And what's crazy is that basically I have some research credits from Cursor, and I can burn as many tokens as I want right now. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. So we can go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and try to do that right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the plan. Please start building the plan. I've attached the new plan and documents. I've attached the updated plan and documents in this repo. Please start building them out. Okay, so we're going to use Codex 5.3 high for this task, and we're literally just going to grind away. So I'm going to copy and paste this, and it's going to automatically begin the work after the planning. So we can kick that off there. And so this is kicked off the new cloud agent, and we're going to see it kind of set up the environment here. And so I'm going to also set up a new agent to do the same thing for the Asteroid Royale. I'm going to go to Cursor, and I'm going to go to that branch, and I'm going to go to Opus 4.6. So this is currently a preview. We're going to go ahead and check this out too. So now we have both of them running, and let's just go ahead and see if it asks us any questions to see if we know what's going to happen there. We're also going to try locally to see if we can actually get this thing built, by hand, and then see what we can do here. So, okay, that's what's up. All right, so what I'm going to do is just going to start everything in a new chat and say, let's go ahead and build this with Gemini 3.1 Pro at Asteroid Royale. Which one is it? They look like the same. Where is this planet? Here. Okay. Let's start building this plan. Okay. So I'm going to send it off to do its thing. Okay. So this is going to plan the next move. So Gemini 3.1 Pro is currently not available on the cloud for like a long running agent. And so what we're going to do here is use the new model from Gemini to see if it can actually build out this fully feature plan, which is like pretty intense as far as like all the details and all the interfaces and stuff like that. So this is everything all spelled out. I should probably do the update, but I didn't do that. So that's a big L on my part. Hi, everyone. So is AI going to eliminate programmers? Is that right? Definitely not. Context window grows exponentially and to the power of 2. To make up for this, you do sparse attention. You can actually do the sparse attention by hand with markdown files. It works better. I would love to know what you're talking about. I saw the Neuron YouTube channel that Taylor Mullen built Copilot and is now building Gemini CLI at Google. That internally at Google, most people use Gemini 3 Flash for coding. I wonder what coding tasks it excels at for coding for Gemini Flash. Yeah. Okay. So right now, basically, I think the agent is just going through and cloning that starter pack, and it's going to start to just build this thing, set up the initial deployment and the main cloud. Okay, cool. So this is kind of doing its agentic thing here. And so I think a lot of the heavy lifting is going to be done from cloning the project, because this starter project has a lot of stuff that's already built into it from SpaceTimeDB, which saves us tokens too, I guess. But now it's going to try to do the different things here. This is pretty cool. And then we're going to see what's going on over here with Codex. So Codex 5.3, the model, is running in the cloud on the long running agents task. And we're just kind of seeing this thing kind of, it looks like it has everything it needs to do whatever its thing. So yeah, cool. It did the same thing. It's cloned. And then we're looking at Opus 4.6. So we're going to be able to see like how many, commits and all that stuff that are going to be used for these long running tasks between all these different models. And then kind of see what the differences are. I'm super curious to see what happens. Okay, so we have that there. Okay, because like I want a full game like running core logic and all that stuff. So this is gonna be insane. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Can you OpenClaw? Can your OpenClaw do all this for you? It can't at the level that we're describing. So with OpenClaw, you want to hand those types of programming tasks off to individual agents. And if you have your OpenClaw do something, what it will do is it's going to spin up a terminal window and then send one specific request out to that terminal window. So it's going to send one prompt. It's going to do a task and then send it back. And it's going to basically manage that back and forth. And so it can do that. If you tell it to control cursor or do that, it will also do that as well. Sometimes it's just better to make up one big plan and hand it off to a cloud agent, and you can tell your Clawbot to do that. So yeah, you can do it. It maybe there's a thing that you may have to consider if you're using Clawbot is that there's like token efficiency. So one problem with handing something like this off to Clawbot is that you actually have no clue how many tokens your bot's going to burn because of what specific code path it's going to take. And so for me, when I'm making software, I like to do like plans, try to talk with it back and forth. And one of my favorite things to do is actually like turn it into like an architect and have you like flesh out what the ideas of the plans are. And that's why when I first started the stream, I had this nice plan as far as what we're going to be building for the game. So at least gives it some structure to understand what you're going to be building as far as like it then just YOLOing stuff out of nowhere. So I think that's probably the best way to kind of architect some of these types of, designs and games and things. So I think that's, if you're thinking about that, yeah. Is it sequential? So in cursor, it's going to do it sequentially, and it can kick off parallel agents. And I think I forgot to tell it to use parallel agents, but I don't think it really mattered too much here, because it's just doing it. Yeah, let's see where it's at right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, wow. I think it's already publishing stuff. So right now we're just setting up the initial deployment for Vercel and SpaceTimeDB for the main cloud thing, and then confirm the initial template runs locally, and then define the SpaceTimeDB Rust modules. Yeah, so we'll have the game up and running pretty much in no time. I have no clue what it's going to look like, by the way. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. And then in the cloud, this is what we got here. So what is interesting here is that it looks like there's this thing called a scratch pad for these long running agents. So in here, we're currently looking at the Opus 4.6 thing. So if you're wondering, like the scratch pad is basically what the long running agent inside of Cursor's cloud is using to give an update on itself. So like it kind of keeps this going so that it knows where it's at in its progress and that can check on itself later on. This is really interesting. But you can kind of see this just runs autonomously. And this is what they call like grind mode or something like that. And itself it's just like updating its own plan. It's running Opus 4.6. And then this is the same thing we kicked off with Codex 5.3. Codex is going to take a little bit longer compared to Opus 4.6, but we'll see like the quality. It's going to be interesting to see like what the actual output is for all of these that are happening here. So yeah, you can kind of see where it's at right now. Opus 4.6 is like moving pretty fast, but Gemini 3.1 Pro is also pretty fast too. So this is moving. And as far as context window, so far we've only used up 35,000 tokens. So that's really amazing how efficient this is so far for this thing. What's the difference in the latest OpenClaw about subagents being able to be spawned? Didn't it do that before? I haven't really looked into the like when you like which version is the latest. Let's see. So let's go to their repo because they have release notes. Five hours ago. Let's see. So they have a watch app. Let me just make this bigger so it's easier to read for y'all. Okay. iOS gateway wake disconnected via the nodes. Okay. CLI add device paired hygiene. Okay. Agent streaming keep. I don't see the update thing that you're talking about. They made a lot of improvements to the disconnect things. Yeah. Avoid rewriting valid defaults. That's yeah, the commands doctor. So they fixed a lot of these doctor commands too. That's cool. Channels matrix, heartbeat cron, skip interval heartbeats when heartbeat is missing, or empty when that tagged crog dimension. Okay, that's cool. Lobster config, remove lobster executable path overrides. Web chat. There's a lot of updates. Man, this is a huge app. Wow. Dang, bro, these guys ship. Holy smokes. That's a lot of updates. Okay. Security. Damn, look at this. Most of it is basically security updates. Damn. Okay. Yeah, most of it was security updates. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely updated 5 hours ago. Any news on the ban stuff? Basically, I don't even want to go into it right now. Watch yesterday's live stream. It's not clear. I think the TLDR, if we're thinking about like what's happening with the ban stuff, is here's my take, and this is only my opinion and my opinion only. So you can form your opinion if you read the documents. My thinking is legal probably wants to go after certain people who are abusing their platform, and so they have to have the stuff written in various places where developers can actually see the updated legal terms. So they have to kind of make this big, not like sort of announcement / fuss saying, hey, we've done this, but we put these in different places. Because whenever you're installing and using the setup token, you don't actually read the terms and conditions as a developer, right? The only way you'll see it is if you're going into like some obscure page inside of Anthropic's thing. And so they have to put these different restrictions like and bubble them up so that as you're a developer being responsible and reading your documentation, you'll actually see these things called out and they'll kind of make you question your use cases, right? So they, from a legal perspective, my thinking is that they had to raise this up into more places if they actually legally wanted to take action on certain people who are abusing their platform. And so I think that's where we got some of that confusion, because when other people are setting up like 5 accounts and they're charging people thousands of dollars per month, I mean, think about all the YouTube bros who are like, I make 100K a month selling, all these claw bots to all these different businesses. And like, they're using the same setup token for like 5 different, $200 a month accounts. like that's definitely not the use case that you're supposed to use it for. And they're now like specifically putting that verbiage in there so that the lawyers can point to it and say, hey, like we've made these updates, we've let you know, and we've done all these things, and they can do their diligence for that. And I think other people like you and me or whoever is doing this type of thing, like if you're just not using it for that use case, you're actually just using it as a developer, you know, they're letting you know that like technically you're not supposed to be using it for OpenClaw according to if you actually read that information and take it for face value. Whether they have the bandwidth to go after every single person and ban their accounts, I don't know. But the stuff that's written is actually showing you, saying that they can, if they choose to specifically say that you're, you know, if somebody has bandwidth or some type of AI system says, hey, we recognize these signatures coming across, technically, yes, they can ban you. So technically, yes, they can actually disable your account. Are they going to disable it across the board? The vibes I got really is like, no, they probably don't have the bandwidth as a startup to go after every single person. But they keep track of their statistics. They'll see huge spikes from certain people. So those people who are spending 30 to 100 grand a month in token costs, where I'm spending like 400 to maybe $200, they're probably not going to go after me. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like the tax IRS audit. So there's probably a huge flag of people who are at this like other layer, and then they have now the verbiage in place to go after them and say, hey, this is not allowed, bad you, and then whatever it is. So that's the long story short, and that's kind of my thinking while we're waiting for this stuff to generate. And I thought I would just kind of give my opinion on that. I have no clue if it's actually real or not. Everyone's kind of dodging and not really from that company, not really trying to address this correctly, but that's the take that I get as my own opinion. So that's what's up. All right, cool. So yeah. Yeah, this LLM battle sucks. Yeah, maybe connect Claw to them test. Yeah, it would be super nice to use it for one max account and only one max account. OpenAI will run them over. Yeah, I mean, just use the OpenAI thing, right? Or use other models. Like, I'm really curious to see if this will actually work with the model provider. So if you're interested in using the Google Gemini thing, I think they're rate limiting because I'm having access issues right now inside of Droid. And so it's possible that like if you're trying to use it, you could get rate limited. But if they do end up solving some of that, you can just point the docs at OpenClaw and say, hey, go to the model providers and say, I want to set up the Google Gemini. I have an AI Studio key, and I want to set up my Google AI Studio key with this and connect it to Gemini 3.1 Pro. Can you set this up for me and have it be my primary model? And then after you do that, you should be able to get your OpenClaw set up with it and start talking back and forth. So yeah, that's kind of the long story short. I think, where are we at right now? We're still cooking. And so yeah, we're 42,000 tokens in. Let's go. Okay. So yeah, we've updated our SpaceTimeDB. Yeah, so Cursor's cooking right now with a model. It's opened up another sub agent chat right now. So the sub agent is doing some work here, and it's what is it actually trying to do? It's update client code to use Spacetime SDK1. Okay, so it just kicked off a sub agent so that work can be done there. And that way it doesn't flood the main context window, and the planning agent can still stay in its planning thing, and that task has now been delegated for that. So we're now watching this agent kick off that chat there and have it do some work. And so on the cloud, we can go ahead and check in on those as well. So on the cloud side of things, we have Opus 4.6 is still running. It's been running for 14 minutes now, building our plan. And as of now, we have a couple different phases. So here's the plan summary that it generated. It says we'll build the Asteroid Royale MVP by adapting the proven SpaceTimeDB 3D multiplier. And this is going to be the 5-minute setup. So this is what we're going to use for SpaceTimeDB CLI with the WebAssembly target. So it's going to clone that. And then we're going to set the environment and the multiplayer stuff. So this is the server. It's got the replace the fantasy RPG models with the game tables. Cool. And then replace the ground sky scene with the dark space thing. Awesome. And here's our core gameplay that we're going to set up. And then here's some stretch goals. And so, yeah, it's basically auto proceeded for us. And now it's basically doing its thing there in the cloud. So it's doing this thing with Opus 4.6. It's going to commit the server work and start on the client. Damn. So phase 1 is done already on the server with Opus 4.6. So it basically got the game scene. It has a ship. It has, wow, this is pretty fast. So here we go. Here's the to-dos. Can I extract them? Okay, I can't see the rest of the to-dos. So yeah, it's moving pretty fast. So we still have the other phases to go through. Let's go ahead and take a look at 5.3 Codex. So Codex is still going. It's just taking its sweet time because that's kind of what it does as far as model. But I'm curious. I think the thing I wouldn't be surprised if Codex is the one who actually nails the whole thing. Because I know that Codex is a pretty good model. So yeah. What model are you using in Cursor? I missed that part. So we're using all of them. So we're using Gemini 3.1 Pro. We're using Opus 4.6 in the cloud, and we're using Codex 5.3 in the cloud. And in Cursor specifically, there's this new thing called the long-running agent. So if you're in the Ultra plan, you'll see this thing called grind, and that's basically what we're seeing there. So the grind thing is basically means that it's just going to keep going until it's done. And what that really means for you is if you're using this plan, be mindful because you literally will burn all of your allotment probably in one day just with one of these types of plans. And so I just want to give a heads up for anyone who's watching as that Cursor is giving me some research credits. So that's how I'm able to just literally just burn as much as I want to right now. And so I want to be able to do this and test this stuff out. And I want to know, first of all, I like to test these things anyways. I like to break everything, do it apart. And so that's one part of it. Second of all, thank you to Cursor for giving me all these credits because that's super helpful. It does cost a lot of money. I've burned thousands of dollars in GPU stuff, but it's okay. This is what I love to do, and I really want to test this stuff out anyways. And then we can test it in other platforms, right? Like I'm testing it in Droid and testing it in AI Studio, and this is what I do. If something is broken, I'm going to call it out, and that's what we do here. I also want to take time to thank you, my members, and everyone who's joined the community. I've turned off ads. So this whole stream is supported from people like you, people who've been able to join the Discord or become YouTube members. You guys are amazing. Everyone's kind of been pitching in, and I really enjoy this community feel where we're just kind of vibing out with each other, and we don't have to do these crazy ad reads in the middle of the stream, or we don't have to do these different things. So I'm planning to work with sponsors so that we can kind of keep this thing going because I want to keep investing in things. And my next phase is to actually do more live events. I've started a couple of things live. So when I head back to San Francisco in a couple of weeks, I'm planning to do a big event in March and many events in March throughout that time. So I'm going to use the money that some of these sponsors give me to try to host venues and have everyone kind of show up together live, be it in San Francisco, maybe in Austin and New York, Hawaii as well. But yeah, just let me know where you guys are from. And I want to start doing more of these types of events so we can kind of hang out with each other and really kind of just, vibe like this, right? Ask questions and do this type of stuff, because I feel like this is the place to be right now in AI. It's just kind of coding with each other, trying out these new models. And if any of those companies like Cursor want to sponsor an entire event and just give everyone credits, hey, I'm down for that. If Factory wants to give us a bunch of credits and have everyone in a room kind of just vibing out, y'all need to drop it in the comments, right? Who do you want? If Google Gemini, if y'all want to pull up, please, give us all of the anti-gravity space as much as we can, That'd be so fire. Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you think getting a Mac Mini is worth it to run OpenClaw, or will it become obsolete sooner rather than later? All right, so I think the Mac Mini thing is OpenClaw in general. I feel like if you're going to do it, just do it. And if you're on the fence with it, just try it in a VPS and just play around with it. I feel like if you're already questioning this, then you may not be right for this because it's a long journey. So just like anything, are you ready to start really kind of investing in yourself and trying to learn the software development phase? Because this is an alpha project. And what that means is it's not a finished product. So you want to ask yourself, how much time do you realistically have in investing in your own learning and trying to understand these systems? And that's going to take you a longer way. So if you're a person who wants to invest in yourself, who wants to grow, who wants to see how code is developed in an open source manner, participating, finding bugs, participating in that whole workflow is going to teach you a lot about that thing. Not only will it make you a better developer, QA engineer, project manager, it'll make you a better person to learn how to prompt and make your own apps better too. So participating will help you grow in that manner. Whether it's a Mac Mini, whether it's a VPS, whatever you do, it's going to help you kind of go in that direction. If you're not interested and you're just saying, this is too busy, I just want a finished product, and you're just probably going to wait for 5 years or so for ChatGPT or someone to make the final version that you really want, and you'll pay a bunch of money for it, and that's kind of it. So kind of ask yourself the question of where you at in the spectrum. And people typically in this stream right now, you're so early and you're such in this builder mindset that you're already trying out all these models. You're already kind of investing yourself. and you know, I'm here for it. So that's kind of what we do here. So yeah, yeah, high level. Yeah. Oh, so this thing uses Git. That's correct. Yeah. So this thing actually, if you can kind of see, there's like it actually checks the commits in. So let's see if it has the commits here. Yeah. So this thing is insane. Let's see. Let's see. I think code changes push to branch will appear here. Okay. So yeah, I think it's totally yeah. So 5.3 is it already yet? LS remote cursor. Yeah. Here we are. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of scary how good it is now, you know? Let's go ahead and go over here. So we have this thing, and so where are we at now? It's the Vibe Code Starter Pack 3D. Okay, so this is now doing the build. It's been working for 13 minutes and 16 seconds, and we're at like phase 2 with the core gameplay stuff now. So this is now doing the gameplay autonomously using Opus 4.6 is up here, and then we have Codex 5.3. So we're going to kind of battle it out and see which one's going to win out. And over here, we have Gemini 3.1 Pro. So Gemini 3.1 Pro has only used 44,000 tokens, and it's actually cooking. And what's great about it is that it's popped into different chats. So this one went for 11 minutes, and it did all this. You're all set. Your client application now builds successfully. So it basically grinded everything out in this specific part of the plan to get the client working. So it renamed the template stuff and did all this cool things here and got that working. And so this is just kind of working off that plan. And so now it's basically going down. It's actually, it's deploying the app to Vercel. This is bonkers, man. This is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. Holy moly. Holy moly, holy moly. This is kind of insane, actually, if you think about it. As a model, I can't believe how autonomous it is at work. Like inside of Cursor already, right? So I was trying to get this working in Droid, so I'm going to try again probably towards the end of the stream to see if we can get it kicked off. Because when I kept trying it in Droid, it just kept erroring out. And it's possible they were just like rate limited and we're trying to get that stuff spun up. So yeah, that's what's up. Let me catch up to the everything show. I don't think there's any super chats, but yeah, let's see what's going on. Yeah, huge shout outs to, I think, Vladimir. How's it going? I just got the M3 Studio. Bro. Yo, what did you get 512 gigabytes RAM? I'm really curious. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What are the best models to run locally on the Mac Mini? Right now, I don't know if you can run much on a 16 gigabyte. You can run really, really tiny models or like embedding models, but your best bet is going to be trying to, if you do want to run local models, you can probably get something that is higher memory, like 64 gigabytes. But yeah, you can try some of the Quen models. I don't know if you're going to be able to fit them at like 4-bit. Yeah, everything's really, really tight on that type of thing. So yeah, it's mostly meant to just be an orchestrator. Check the Discord. I put a vid on the iOS game. You made an iOS game with Gemini? Whoa, hold up. Let me see this right now. Discord. This is crazy, bro. What? No way. Bro, this is crazy. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dude, did you use Sprite Kit? Oh my gosh. Like one shot? Bro, this is crazy, bro. No way. Holy smokes. Yeah, what did you use? Did you use, I'm super curious, bro. 2 prompts? Bro, put the prompts in the chat. I want to, not in the chat, in the Discord. I want to see it, bro. Holy smokes. Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, it's a fun game, right? It's crazy, man. Orange Pi 032 might be a good cheap 0 clock hustler. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah. All right, cool. So we got this thing here. Yeah, I haven't, let me see if I have anti-gravity up. I haven't, I think I uninstalled it. I was so pissed because of all the different rate limiting that happened. Okay. Let's go. So let's see here. Restricted mode. Let me just check for updates. There's probably like a lot of updates. I haven't opened it for a while, so now it's downloading updates. Okay. So we're going to download some updates for anti-gravity. I want to see if I could probably give it the same prompt. I have no clue whether it's going to work or not, but we'll see. Yeah. Downloading the update. All right. So while that's doing that thing, I'm going to hide it here. Okay. Yeah. Because last time I tried anti-gravity, I was like hitting so many rate limits and it just kind of gave up so fast that the product just wasn't really ready to be mainstream. And it wasted so much of my time, I just gave up on it. So I haven't touched it since. So I'm curious to see if they fixed a lot of those bugs. I'm pretty sure they have. And we'll see where it's at right now. You know, we're just going to go raw. Cool. I try to get an RTX 6000. Yeah, they're hard to find, man. 22 minutes in cursor to build your iOS app. Holy smokes, bro. Holy smokes. So does that mean it will generate way better images with Nano Banana with this 3.1 Pro model? That's a really good question. My thinking is yes, but I don't know. I don't know if so what I understood from the 3.1 Pro release notes, or kind of what I tried to read between the lines, are that it's gotten better at understanding how to do stuff agentically for you. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily about generating images, but I know that it's good about understanding what's happening on a page or forms or all these different layouts of things, and like trying to like understand, what that really means. That's kind of what I got from that. Oh, so you tried yesterday with anti-gravity and the same thing? We'll see. Do you have a Three.js skill or something? I'm just going raw dog right now. I'm just trying to see how good the model is. Straight raw dog. Yeah. Yeah. Why is Grok and XAI not talked about on videos about OpenClaw? Well, because nobody's really taken a look at it yet, but we can take a look at it. I don't see a problem. I use XAI. I actually use XAI for my OpenClaw. So I use XAI API for grabbing like a bunch of tweets and YouTube stats and stuff like that. I have some skills that I have that are set up around it. Grok, I was thinking about setting up Grok for the new stuff because I noticed that like I want real time what's happening right now on X. So that's going to be a cool thing to set up. I would be scared for Grok and OpenClaw, like the brains. Yeah. I actually, we used Grok for inside of a robot. So I have a stream with my friend Butochi, and like it was straight up unhinged. It just started cursing right out of the box. And I was like, oh man, this thing is crazy unhinged. So yeah, be careful. Yeah. My OpenClaw team just destroyed my rate limit. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. Like it definitely will destroy things. So in Cursor, what's happening is you'll see every so often it punches out to a subagent, which is what it's doing right now. And the subagent uses its own context window, and that's what it's doing to run these types of tasks. So when it's doing its planning and it gets to certain types of issues here, it kicks them out. So right now, what's it solving here? It's trying to do the build, and I've successfully refactored player to replace the FBX character models. So this is just doing a refactory task. And so we haven't really been interacting with it other than just generating the plan and just kind of handing that off. And so it's pretty cool how autonomous this is. And now it's redeploying the app to Vercel, like just testing it out. This is kind of insane how autonomous this is. And we're almost done with the whole build out, by the way. So we're at the multiple players can connect and move and see each other synchronously. So I'm thinking in a couple minutes, we're going to have something that's playable from Gemini 3.1 Pro built inside of Cursor. That's crazy. It did everything. Holy smokes, this is insane. Wow. Yeah. I forgot XAI was Grok to name my AI XAI because of my name. Oh, Javier, yeah. Huh. Yeah, Grok is kind of crazy. So I try to enhance the visuals too, so it's full on generating images in Cursor. Yeah, so Cursor has an image model built in. So that's Nano Banana, and that's what it's going to do, and then it'll generate the assets for you. Check out Zero Claw. Oh yeah, I got to check that out. White Claw. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's in Rust. Yeah. How well does it play with the other plugins? Are we already done? Oh my goodness. Wasm opt is not installed, so the server Wasm is currently unoptimized and works, but it's not the best on perf. So no recorded UI walkthrough was generated in the session because demo recording tooling was not available in the current toolset. And live multi-client manual gameplay soak test is recommended as a next step in latency, concurrency, and balancing. Whoa. Wait, hold on. Let me refresh this. This is bonkers. So the whole build out is done already? Bro. Bruh. Dang. So GPT 3.5, 5.3 Codex ran for 25 minutes inside of Cursor's long running agent. And it literally just changed, it built our app and even gave me a little readme for how to like clone it down and run it. Whoa. Okay. And then Opus 4.6 is still building. I'm not trying to see what it's trying to do right now. I think it's almost done. Wow. So everything completed nearly like in 30 minutes. So it the final thing is added fleet system with sacrifice mechanics. So I think it's complete now too. Oh my god. Yo, this is insane. Oh wow. I want to see you build only the Claude Max or Codex plan, no extra cursor credits. Yeah, I could do that. It's going to take a lot longer, and I might have like a dedicated stream for that because the both of the harnesses run a lot slower, and it takes me a lot longer to spin up multiple windows and like delegate a lot of the planning tasks. So like I have to manage the context, and sometimes the compaction isn't that good in both of those agents. So I have to like keep testing at every phase whether it made it across or not. And so, yeah, I think I'm gonna try that probably in the next stream or two, because yeah, they're nice for like little things, but for longer running tasks like this, you need some harness that's really just gonna kick it all the way. 30 minutes would take so long. No, we built a full game, bro. You gotta see this. Also, what's up with your username? Like, you gotta update your username and picture. Setting up the CLI pipeline to publish to the App Store. Going to see if I can get it published live by the end of the stream. Bro, if have you seen this thing on my X account? So my friend Rourke, this is the app. This is the CLI you need right now to get it published. So this is called the Apple Store Connect CLI, and this CLI is fire, bro. Here, where is it? This one. So if you haven't seen this yet, it's called App Store Connect CLI. Get this on your GitHub. I'm gonna put this right now. You can just like your third prompt is literally just say ship it to the App Store using this CLI. Yeah, that's the one I'm using. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. That this is the one you need right now. Go star it if you haven't done so. My friend was drunk. I think he's gonna. This is probably gonna be a really crazy one. So there's like 9-figure companies that have basically. I think it's Fastlane, right? I think it's what's. And this my guy is one guy. I would shift them all. This is the future. I think all these people who are like one person companies are just gonna start out shipping like teams of people, because like this thing is massive. Everything you need to go to the App Store is literally right here. And what's insane is that like it's not a cute tool that he's been using. Other people have been using it. This only come out in the last. It's growing like crazy. So there's 1,200 endpoints, 60 command groups. If you ever try to ship an app to the App Store, it's literally like the worst nightmare. And all of these apps are people who've actually shipped using this CLI. So yeah, check it out. I'm really curious to see what you got, Power Reaper, and see how it goes. Less efficient for starting. Okay, cool. Okay. Tons of dedicated high-speed memory bandwidth. Oh yeah. Um, when you have a fast GPU and slow RAM, you get multiplier for current prompts. The power starts to add up, and electricians are expensive. Yeah, so if you were to get an Ace, okay, so if you have two of those A6000s, I think you need to like rewire your house, right? Like, I think it's the amount of power draw you need for like one socket is where you definitely need the electrician to come in. It's kind of insane how much power you need to run these things. So, also let's get our viewership up on X. Let's go ahead and somebody retweet it. Where are we at with YouTube? I have no clue how many people are watching on YouTube. Oh, we have 200. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So Cursor had some pushes. Let's see what's going on with Cursor. Wait, did my repo just disappear? Okay, let's go to, oh, I see. It deleted the actual repo. Okay, so 2 commits ahead of, so this is this the whole thing? Okay, so this is the initial product build, and then I'm gonna go to the other one. Wow. So this is the agent that was running in the cloud. Oh my God. Bro. I don't think I think you can officially say that like one of these agents is your CTO. What the heck? This is crazy. Like this is the bootstrap for the project, right? So it did the first task to like bootstrap it together. And then it did the complete server-side rewrite for the Asteroid Royale. So this is like one of the commits for all the rewrites. Oh my goodness. Wow. I didn't really. Damn. This is crazy. Okay. Holy smokes. Okay. Yeah, let's see what it's saying now. I think they're all done. So this is the Opus 4.61, and it says that the environment setup, we have the space-time environment multiplier, we have the core gameplay graphics for shooting, ship upgrades and everything. We have the fleet system with the arena collapse, SpaceTimeDB builds. That's crazy. So built the complete Asteroid Royale game from an empty repo, a retro-styled 3D multiplayer space combat using React, Three.js, and SpaceTimeDB. Here's what was built across 5 commits. So we basically have the server side here with 4 source files. We have 7 database tables. We have 10 reducers, and we have a game tick at 1,000 milliseconds. So projectile physics, collision detection, and shield regen, arena collapse, and EXP trickle. We have 6 components. We have this game scene, the ship, asteroid field, projectile, space HUD. We have the space flight controls. We have the full HUD. But are you guys ready to play this game right now? Oh my goodness. So we have the resource types, we have the upgrade paths, we have the battle royale system. All I have to do is start the game, clone it, start the game, and basically start pushing it live. Give you guys a URL, and you basically should be able to log in and start cooking. Dang. Okay, so space-time CLI, which I already have. We basically have to use the max fleet size. These are the internal helpers for the collision logic. The binary wasn't installed, so the WASM module isn't optimized. And then here's the production one. So for production, we change the connection URL from localhost to spacetime, whatever the main cloud URL is. Yo, this is crazy. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, from a year ago, now even from December, like 12 days before Christmas, I spec'd out the entire soccer game. And like you saw me building it day by day. I spent hours and hours and hours sitting down like at each phase and shipping it, even though I wasn't writing the code. Oh, man, this is scary good. By the way, I wasn't using SpriteKit, but I will be using now. Okay, cool. Yeah. Dang, bro. Okay, I'm super curious now. So that's the Opus 4.61. It looks like we have something similar for the 5.3, but the first one I want to test is this one when it's done. So I think it's almost done right now. So right now it's basically trying to build the game and fix the build errors. So this is the one from Gemini 3.1 Pro. And so it's doing its thing right now. Here, y'all. Wow. Uh, as you have more agents, you're going to start having speed drop off a cliff. Bro, if they're autonomous like this, I don't think it matters, bro. I think it's just about getting your ideas out there as fast as possible. Holy smokes. Wow. Look at all this code it wrote. Wow. This is beautiful. This is crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Right? So so now it's going to build the visual assets? No way. So it's actually building the client side visuals for the asteroids. Holy smokes. So it's wiring up the shooting logic. This is insane. So we reworked the handle mouse down to trigger the fire weapon reducer when a left click occurs and use ref in local player. We calculated the current aiming direction vector to use the camera rotation. We 3D rendering it, added asteroids and projectiles to props game scene. So now it created asteroids. We completed the verification and it passed without errors running TypeScript checks and completed the Vite bindle. No way. Better build now before token prices go up. Probably, yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. So let's go take a look at the player UI. Whoa, this is bonkers. Okay, that's a lot of code that we shipped. So we have SRC assets, we have SRC components, we have the join game, we have the players, we have player UI. What's generated? Oh, this is all the generated code for the database. And then we have, this is the client side, and then the server side is pretty simple, right? It's just player logic. So for the player logic, we just have movement calculation, state, and then the game tick. And that's pretty much it. Not that many code. And then any of the common stuff like the helper struct for quaternions. And then the lib is going to be what? Rejoining a player data. So we have like the actual EXP and stuff, and like there's stuff about their fleet. And what else do we have here? We have things about firing a weapon. We have projectiles, check against asteroids. So yeah, this does all this checks for all the different collisions and stuff. Player logic. Nice. We don't need anything in the game tag. Okay, for players, they're updated directly to the player update reducer. This function is a placeholder for future expansion. Bro, damn, this is crazy. So we're basically watching, if you're, for anyone who's watching right now, this is kind of what's going down. What's going down is that we're having Gemini 3.1 Pro build a multiplayer, basically an asteroid game. But think Star Fox single player, but then doing it multiplayer. And so it's like a battle royale type of thing. So you can, as an individual, gain EXP as you go shoot other players in space, and you can go collect objects and do that stuff that you normally do. And then you can form teams and like kind of form your own little gangs and stuff. So you can team up and start beating up, you know, basically kind of taking over the universe type of stuff. What's cool about it is it's going to be multiplayer real time. We should have like 50 plus people doing this live. And I generated this spec earlier before the stream, and we started with that thing out. And so from there, we try to use Droid at the beginning, and it currently hitting some rate limits. So we may revisit that because we wanted to see how Google Gemini model persisted. Currently what we have going on is we put it inside of Cursor. So Cursor has the model and it's currently running it on our device. And I said, how does this compare to using Opus 4.6 and also Codex 5.3? So Cursor has this new feature in the cloud where you can actually hand off the same plan and then run it on those two different models. So it will literally burn as many tokens as we are burning right now. And luckily I have the ability to do research credits to burn as much as I want right now. So you get to watch like this whole thing go down, and I'm super curious on the quality, like which one's going to perform better, which one's going to have the more thoughtful like thoroughness in code. Is it Opus 4.6, Codex 5.3, or the new Gemini 3.1 Pro? So I'm really curious, can Gemini 3.1 Pro replace the Opus 4.6 for me, which is pretty expensive model? Codex 5.3 is awesome too. And especially if you're using it in these different platforms, because it's a lot faster and you know it's much more thorough. And is it as good as those as well? So this is kind of the question we're trying to figure out. And I thought something that's complex, not like one like make a snake game. You know, like I feel like everyone's doing that right now. But this requires client side code, server side code, real time connections. There's like a lot of moving pieces here, and I think we've been watching it work agentically for the last 30 minutes, and it's just been absolutely unbelievable how it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Unprompted. It's not just saying, hey, I'm done, I'm trying to get out of here. It just kind of keeps grinding away. And this has been really, really interesting here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Cool. Okay. The first task you do is an amazing feeling. This is crazy. That's pretty much what it is, right? So, oh, Mele Kalikimaka. Yeah, how's it going, man? Fooled by primes. What do you, oh, I see what you mean. The claw, yeah. The claw, yeah. The claw. Soon we'll generate our own content, our array content, and I'm gonna check how he does this testing stuff. So, bro, you're too much right now. Okay, let's see. All right. So this is still working away inside of Cursor. And I want to test this one out the gate. Like I want to see what the Gemini 3.1 Pro really is so that we kind of get this like set up and wired and working. and kind of see what's up there. So that's what's up. Just imagine at the end of this year. I know, right? We're only February 19th, 2026. Every single week. And then the Chinese models haven't even dropped yet, right? Like DeepSeek 4. I mean, we have some Chinese drops already, right? So Kimi K2.5, Quen, we've already had Step 3.5 or something like that. We've had, dang, there's been so many of them. Yeah, but we haven't had like the big daddy DeepSeek. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. Oh man, this is actually really funny. I love this comment right here. Yeah. In 2 years, we're going to be able to find the computer parts. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how our anti-gravity is doing. You think our anti-gravity survived? We'll see. Did we get out of rate limit hell? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Did mine come back? Okay, here's anti-gravity. Okay, so do you trust the authors of the files in this workspace? I do? Cancel. Okay. All right. So what's our change log now? Cancel. I don't know. Okay. Primary sidebar, open folder. Sure. And I think I'm going to open workspace. I totally misspelled asteroid. Okay. Trust, yes. Okay. All right, all right. So this is the same app in here. And I don't want to change anything yet because I don't have a workspace set up. So this is probably something we're going to go ahead and check out later because I also have to authenticate with Google. And so I might do the anti-gravity later or may do a separate stream. To be honest, I will probably do it if you are all really testing this right now. You want me to really take a look and compare it. But if you're already using anti-gravity, we'd love to hear your feedback. Like just go ahead and drop it in the stream. Is it worth checking out? Somebody earlier was testing it and they said they hit a lot of rate limits still. And so there's a lot of setup I still need to go through to get that rolling. And I was just kind of curious to see what that's going to look like. Did you try it today? I was really curious. If it has a subscription, is better to get the subscription before it starts throwing up weekly limits. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I don't have a subscription. Okay. So a prediction, 1 year from now, we'll be right back here where we were last year at this time. And inevitably 12 months from now, we're also using Cloud Code allies. I don't know. Does DeepSeek have memberships? I don't know. Actually, I don't think DeepSeek has. Yeah. Let's check in on the progress right now. So let's see. All right. So right now it's implementing the front end UI logic for our app too. So let's see. So we're almost there. So we're finalizing our plan and we're at the final stages of basically all of the changes that it's working on here. So after this is done, I think we're going to be able to have like a full-on working game that I'll be able to bootstrap and get set up. Because right now it's actually deploying it to prod. So I should be able to check Vercel. And it's technically already deploying there. So let's just see. Wow. Yeah, here it is. No way. Wait, what? I need to, hold on. Like the game isn't even done yet. But like, show controls, check models. Yeah, we aren't even done yet. Whoa. Okay, so it's deploying the game and it's still fixing the bugs. I haven't even like hooked up my own SpaceTimeDB server to it yet. And so I think that's kind of it's missing a couple different things. So we're almost there. We're literally almost there. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, GLM5. Yes. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that. I should build the same game in GLM5. Yeah. Anti-gravity auth inside of OpenClaw will get you banned. Yeah, for sure. Don't be doing that. Can the GBT subsidized tokens for us? I don't know. Love your content. Always nice watching you. Hey, thanks, man. appreciate you kind of watching out and hanging out. So yeah, we're trying to see if this game, I think it's almost done. We're about to witness some crazy stuff right now. I really want this thing to start working, and what I might do is, okay, so we've only used 122,000 tokens because what it's been able to do is you see these little subagent, little bubbles. So that spits out some of the work into those subagents. So that way it doesn't flood the context window on the main thing. And it's kind of nice because it figures out itself what it needs to separate out to another agent. But part of that is because we also spent a little bit of time in the plan mode. And so in plan mode, we actually kind of call that out. So this is really interesting. So what's it doing now? So space-time generate. Hmm. Cool. I have no clue what it's fixing, but yeah, it's fixing things. Is OpenClaw in Cursor? No, you can make it though. If you open your OpenClaw folder inside of Cursor, you now have the agent to then talk to, then to say, hey, fix this thing with my OpenClaw, which is very, very helpful at times if you're doing that. I think we have three models, Opus 4.6, GPT 5.3 Codex, and Gemini 3.1 Pro as three expert engineers. Yep. Yep. Just a communication between them and plan out together. I agree. If you can use these models, like, to be honest, I think Gemini 3.1 Pro is looking like a top contender right now for me for Opus 4.6 replacement. Like if this thing, I mean, this thing is, I don't think I've ever been as impressed with a model like this. Like this is really, really impressive. It's still going. Like it's super smart. And we did the initial plan mode inside of it. It looked pretty legit. And I don't feel like it's gonna be, the truth is gonna be like, does it work? Does it build? You know. Right now we're deploying their game. Let's see if I can go back here. So we're gonna go back to here. I'm gonna go deployments. Yeah, it's currently ready. 18. Dang, it builds like in 18 seconds. Let's go. Connected. Yeah, I don't know how it's determining it's connecting and stuff. Yeah, missing 404. I think we're missing stuff. Let me go back here. Cool. Co-authored by. I'm just gonna send this over here. Put this in the queue. That's what's up. It's crazy. So I'm really curious to see what the differences are going to be. I think there is a difference when you build the game in the cloud. So earlier when we were building the game in the cloud for Cursor, it tries to do the WebAssembly thing and it says it's not installed. So it's not like it's unoptimized. And so this is kind of one of the caveats. And I think it may just be related to the environment that it's building the code in. But I think if we clone it down and tell it like, hey, we now have this available on the client side, can you then do something here? It'd be what's up. Can I send screenshots to the model? Yes, I believe we should be able to send screenshots. Yeah, like just put it in here. There is a bug in Cursor, and I'm hoping that this update will fix it. And I'm going to run the update afterwards. Okay, our project's done. And yeah, and so I'm like, I used to be able to drag my images in, and I can't do that right now. But maybe the update will fix it. So as of now, it looks like it's almost done, but I gave it one more task to work on. But it says it's actually deployed live here. Let me click this, open. And I think it's going to say check models. We're seeing it. Let's see this one. Okay. So not all of our models are loading. So let's go back here. So it has a foundation, has a client environment, has a mechanics, has a secret sauce, fleets and arena collapse. And then I told it that I'm basically missing these. And now it's going to work to implement them or something like that. I'm focused on employing. Okay. I should have probably put this in a different chat, but right now it's only used 140,000 tokens out of 1 million. So this is going pretty good. Okay, cool. Downloading the FBX models. Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. So while that's doing that thing, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Yo, what's good? What's good? What? Oh, feels so much better. What's going on, man? Anyone know if 3.1 can be used in OpenClaw? Yes. So, um, if you want to use it, you'll probably have to use the API key, and then you may have to set a custom base URL. There's a couple ways that you can use the model, and one of them is probably going to be through either like getting your custom API key, or using OpenRouter, or using like Vercel AI Gateway, which actually routes to it. And I'm not sure if the Vercel AI Gateway currently has that right now, but I'll show you real quick while we're waiting for this thing to kind of fix itself. So in OpenClaw, you can go to where it says model providers. So at the very top of the documentation, you'll see the thing that says models, and then go to model providers. And so in model providers, you'll actually see where it's the configuration. And so in this configuration, there's actually a setting here that says, oh, Gemini API key, this is new. Okay, this wasn't there before. So you can, this is where you would have the Gemini API key. You can just literally click this link and then give it to your agent and say, can you set up the Google Gemini API key? And I want it to be the primary model. And then it's going to ask you for the API key after you point it this direction. If you want to do this by hand, you can also just do OpenClaw onboard and then auth choice API key. And that's going to be that there. So there's that. The other way that you can use it, and you're also maybe limited to rate limits and stuff like that. People are saying if they use the vertex or the anti-gravity one, that people will get banned. So that's you may not want to do it that way. Vercel AI Gateway is this way here. There's other providers, like I think I was talking about OpenRouter. I don't think OpenRouter. Yeah, so yeah, OpenRouter, you can say configure the OpenRouter API key and then tell it that you want to use the Gemini 3 thing, and you should be good to go there. So that's probably the best way to, if you're thinking about doing that. OpenClaw has a new update as of like 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, and they have a bunch of security fixes and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's tons of fixes that landed in there. Let's go ahead and see what's going on over here right now. So as of now, 404, they're seeing because they were caused by a leftover feature for this successfully. However, the debug panel still has check models function hooked to the UI that would try to fetch the old animation, verify their loading status. I fixed by completely removing the outdated model checking logic. Okay, cool. So, okay. How do we currently have this hooked up to SpaceTimeDB? Do I need to set it up so multiple players can start using my game? I'm really curious. Actually, I'm gonna update the app right now. So I'm gonna do a quick update for Cursor, and hopefully it just doesn't, because I have like 5 different projects up. So I think it might blow up my Cursor account, but let's just see what's going on. So yeah. Yeah, I should be able to send screenshots to the agent chat. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Okay, cool. Yay. Oh my God. Yeah. Not only, okay. I'm gonna minimize some of these other windows here that I have down below. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so we're up to date now in Cursor. I should have 5.20. Perfect. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to past chats and then give it the game we did. I want to see if I can understand what to do with connecting it to space-time. Is this already set up for us? Okay, so I'm using Gemini 3.1 Pro and just trying to see if it can answer some of my questions. Part of the reason why I reference the past chat is because I don't necessarily need everything in the past chat, but if it can go there, it has access to it to go look it up. And so right now it's basically just starting to comb through everything. I'm also going to take a look at the README documentation, and then I think all of this stuff should be checked in. I don't know why it's not checked in. Updated phase plan. Yeah. Oh, I see. It's not checked in because it's not. Oh, you know what? I just realized the game that was deployed was actually not our game. So, um, the game that was deployed that I was checking out was the one that was deployed from the Cursor long running agent. It wasn't from the one that's actually currently running here, Gemini 3.1 Pro. So that's what we were looking at. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is make sure that this gets deployed out. So I'm going to take a look at this little sparkle thing, and then we should, I think we're currently, yeah, we're currently on the Cursor branch right now. Right, so let's just see. git tower dot. Yeah, we're currently on the cursor branch, and then we have this set up here, and then we have our changes that are staged and ready to be deployed, right? So we have cargo, toml, we have commons, we have setup.sh. Okay, the script will check for the install, set up the known target for rest. Do you want to continue? Okay. I think SpaceTimeDB. Okay. Your entire server logic live in the SRC folder. Your front end React in the client here. The cloud connection here. Do you need to set up for multiple players? No, you don't, because SpaceTimeDB is a distributed database and serverless application framework designed specifically for real-time multiplayer handles synchronization for you. Since the app is already configured to point to SpaceTimeDB main cloud, their global hosting area, it's already live. When you or anyone opens the front end of the game, it goes directly to here. So the instant multiplayer is ready. So to test the multiplayer right now, all you have to do is start your front end by running this in the client directory. Open it in the browser and opening another incognito and see it side by side. Okay, cool. So let me just go ahead and commit these changes. I also noticed that the stuff wasn't committed to the server, and I didn't run any setup scripts. To start testing locally. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just run ghosty here. And what I'm gonna do is, yeah. So I'm currently, yeah, I'll close this out. I'm currently in Asteroid Royale and it's currently have the cursor branch. And I think all I have to do is then hit npm run dev. Or do I have to go to ls client, cd client, npm run dev? Okay, so this should be up now. Okay. It says I'm connected. Show controls. I don't see anything. Okay. Let's see. And then what else does it say? In the client directory, open the browser. Okay. Um, okay. You're completely good to go. Also went ahead and published the latest server code. And just to be 100% sure you're live, patches the, as for setup, it's primarily helper script to install the dependencies. If you're starting from a brand new machine, since the environment's already set up on your machine, you didn't miss out by running it. So I opened it and this is what I see. Screenshots, desktop. I think we, yeah. I mean, it should work. I mean, I don't see why it's not working. Okay. Because I already have the SpaceTimeDB CLI, so it should already push that stuff locally because I was basically using this machine to develop. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here now. Yeah. So that way we can play the game. Well, like everyone can start playing the game together. So yeah, the goal is to have this like first person shooter thing or whatever it is. Let me see, publish the branch. What happened up here? So SpaceTimeDB publish help. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What's going on over here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Cancel. Publish. What's happening? Mm, remote rejected. Cannot lock reference. Okay. Do we not publish it? Okay. Tower. Um, Oh, we probably have to rename it. Okay. Cursor, Gemini 3.1. Rename. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So what's happening now? So I think it's just doing some debugging. Yeah, okay. So we're basically just using the Gemini 3.1 Pro to debug itself because I just tried to launch it and it's not running right now. And then I want to see if I can get this deployed to the server because I actually have no clue how this is laid out, which is kind of insane. Like we built the full game. I have no clue how it's completely laid out. So let me just go ahead and hide some stuff because I don't want to expose any keys and I have no clue what I'm exposing. So cargo toml. Okay. Game design, setup sh, license, target. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Okay. So now it's just doing some debugging and figuring out what's going on. Let's see if our Droid instance works yet. Let's see. Slash model. Hello. Thinking. Thinking. Okay, cool. Now formulating a specific tailored response. Okay, cool. How can I help you with the Asteroid Royale project? Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna get back to this. This is gonna be really cool later on. Oh, it's debugging itself. So Cursor is using its own, has access to a browser, and that's what it's using right now. And so it should be able to control the browser and kind of figure it out. So now it's basically doing its testing here. So it's seeing the screenshot, captured the screenshot, running MCPs. Okay. It even has like a page state. Oh, this is really cool. Whoa. And it builds like a YAML of the actual state of the game. Oh, that's cool. Wow. So yeah, Cursor's basically launched the browser and it's now doing some automated testing for us just because I gave it a screenshot and I'm having it debug the game and see if we can actually get it working. So yeah, it should be able to tell it to click the game. Mm. Let's see what else is going on. All right. Mm. Yes, I'm kind of missing up on a lot of chats. Let's see what else is going on. Okay. Mm. Okay. This is my right deployments. This is the one from 15 minutes ago. What branch is this? Join the game. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. This is weird. So vibe coding starter multi-pack. Okay. So we have everything we need here. So we just generate the space-time build. Okay, so maybe this is what I have to do. CD client, npm install. I probably don't have everything installed. So let's see. npm install. And let me do this cd / server. And then I think I have to do space-time build. Aha. Yes. Finished successfully. So these are just warnings. Okay. And then development. So spacetime build, spacetime start. Okay, so it's running. Maybe that's what was the problem. npm dev. Oh, npm run dev. Okay. So maybe that was it. Should be able to do this in another incognito window. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. That's my identity. I have 2 different identities, which is cool. Yeah. I have controls. F, C, left click shoot. Okay. I don't see anything yet. Okay. Game is broken. Okay. Yeah, I think the game just doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, fix 2 things. The reason you're just seeing empty space is your client successfully connected, but the join game dialog didn't pop up. It did. Okay. I've already joined. On this screen. Okay. I told you guys. Gemini closed the gap and passed up Opus and others while closing the agentic benchmark. 0.2% many Opus leads are dismal. Is this AI generated? I don't think I understand what you're saying, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I understand what you're saying, Humano AI. So it looks like it's some type of bot. For my testing, it's still inferior to Codex 5.3 and Opus 4.6. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that. Gemini and Anthropic are powerhouse. I don't know. I'm really curious because yeah, we're obviously doing it like a game thing right now, but I'm going to be curious in testing some other type of workflows too. Because like I wanted to just go crazy with this, and this is pretty heavy right now. And I think we're like anything else, we have to figure out like, I mean, first of all, like it did this whole flow, which is absolutely bonkers for like testing these things. It built, it cloned it followed a plan. It kept doing, it kept working. It's still working out bugs and stuff here. It's inside of Cursor. It's extremely token efficient, right? And it's been able to spawn off sub agents and do different tasks there to implement the plans. So that's been super impressive. Super, yeah. Yeah. It'll need like 5 to 10 prompts to get to a V1 for something of this size. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, because this thing is pretty massive as far as like an app. Yeah, because it's a really big app. Right now, it's actually working pretty well as far as speed. Yeah. So let's see. Search files, SpaceTimeDB. Okay. If I go to setup, what do we have here? Setup shell for future sessions. Installing client dependencies. Setup complete. Okay. Yeah, we don't trust benchmarks. If you are new to the stream, you know that we don't trust any of the benchmarks. We basically just start to use it for our use cases and see if it works out. It's because benchmarks, people try to anchor towards them and use them as comparison points. They're really great for talking points, but like sometimes certain stuff score really high for benchmarks, but in real life, that's not necessarily the case. Also, it's unclear sometimes in some of these benchmarks, like if they're allowed to retry thousands of times, does that still count, right? There's like so many nuances to all these different tests. And unless you follow them extremely closely and can really like speak toward them, it's just really hard. It's just much faster to just build apps with them and kind of see how creative they get, how much do they understand these complex systems that we're trying to derive? Can they take a task from a template and then like update it and refactor the code? So that's basically what we did here for those who are kind of wondering. We built this soccer game, but part of the, not soccer game, we built this like Asteroid game. And part of this is to build like this multiplayer like functionality and to see if it's going to give up sooner rather than later, see if it's going to get lazy or not. But also it's cloning from an existing repo, which SpaceTimeDB has as like a template. So if you already have code that's existing, you clone it down. Can it read the code base? Can it update it? Can it refactor some of the changes? Can it stay on track to follow a plan? And that's pretty much what it did for like 30 to 45 minutes. It just continued to output everything. And this is kind of what's been really impressive about the model is that fact that it was like able to stay on task and even just get us to this far. And so the thing that we're debugging now is like, why is the stuff not really loading here? And just asking the model to go through its thing. To me, it's a little weird that it's taking a long time, but I'm just really curious to see what it's going to do here. If it was like, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, because we have a client app and we also have a server app. And in the client app, there's like a lot of different moving pieces here, obviously. And then we have like our main thing here. And then also for the components, there's like a game scene, which we have. It's like not that many lines of code. We have a little debug panel that we're able to see from time to time. We have the player stuff that's defined here. And then this player stuff is hooked up to the backend. So you can see it's hooked up to the React 3 Fiber stuff and also using SpaceTimeDB. So for that's the client side. And the server side is just, keeping track of like the player logic and where they're moving, what state they're in, and then setting up these, stuff that would update for whatever we're drawing on the client side there. So what's going on? Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So this is still running. My alpha is prompting is the new thing because of the token expense. Prompting is the wrong thing. I found that is Midjourney. Yeah. It does cost quite a bit of money if you have the wrong prompts. Do you think Droid CLI will get more popular over the next few months? It seems it's the least known one, despite it's really, really good. I think it goes through waves, to be honest. And right now, like, not a lot of people know, but you can use the GLM5. You can use like all these open source models, and I actually do think it comes in waves. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, like so, like if we do Droid, I'll show you real quick. So slash models. So these are all the models. So you can use like Gemini 3.1 Pro, but like you don't even use full credits. You just use 80% of your credits, which is really, really cool. And then the Flash model is 0.2, but then like they also have GLM5 for 0.4. Kimi K2.5 is also available using Fireworks, and these are all like really fast hosted there. It's only a quarter of the credits, and Minimax 2.5 is only 0.12x. So like $1 can go quite a bit of ways as far as number of tokens here for like those specific models if you're not using the frontier ones. Obviously, if you're going to use Opus 4.6, it's going to cost you twice as much. Same with Codex is 0.7. So yeah, the model hardness is really, really good for like long running tasks. And that's why I was really curious to see if we can have Gemini 3.1 Pro, but it wasn't working at the very beginning of our stream. So I'll probably give it the same task later on and just let it run autonomously because I'm pretty sure it's going to have a very similar result to what we saw in Cursor for the task to run for a very long time. But what's cool is like, they do have like these, let me see if I can kind of rewire it up here. Let's see. Join the game. Whoa. Hold up. Oh. One is weapon. Two. What? No fleet. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, hold up. What? Escape to unlock the menu. Okay, okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh. What? Oh. So wait, hold on, hold on. Oh, WASD movement, wheel toggle camera zoom, follow orbital, form fleet. So you can see one is weapon, two is hull, engine. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. WASD. Whoa. Hold on. I'm getting like injured. Yeah. Whoa. Health is 50. I have no clue what's going on. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Oh, hold on. What is going on? Whoa. Okay. I'm going to put this back into Gemini. Damn. This is crazy. Okay. What did we make the changes to? We did show the join table. We fixed the identity. Okay. Removed identity dependency. Okay, cool. What else did we do here? If connected. Oh, a local player. That's right. Okay. Let me make these changes and push these up. Yeah, so after I fix some of these changes, we're going to be able to play live, and like multiple of us will be able to kind of fly into each other here. Okay. I found the problem. You're successfully connecting to the server, but the game world was empty because the front end was failing to load the data from SpaceTimeDB due to stale closure bugs. So the subscription syntax is now changed, the table description. So we're passing command separated string. Okay, cool. This is awesome. I fixed both issues here, and the callbox now check for connection identity, and they subscribe to it correctly. I've reloaded the browser tab for you, so go back to here and pick your character. Oh, so I can have like Paladin? Oh my God. Bro. Whoa. So you can see my character is that guy. So I have two browsers open and this is running in real time. What? Yo, this is crazy. Hold on. Oh my goodness. And even my HP. Wow. So you can kind of see. Oh man, I got to get out of here. I got to get. I think I have to hit escape twice. Yeah. And then this is my other guy over here. And so they're updating technically in real time. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, there he is. Whoa. Whoa. This is crazy. Oh, hold up. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. This is crazy. Okay, so we're almost done with this game. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. And then let me also attach another screenshot because I had another one here. So as of now, I'm facing the wrong way. And it's really weird because when I'm moving around, it's not really clear why I'm losing XP and where these weird lines are. Take a look at the scene and see if we can help me fix some of these bugs. Okay, so this is it right here. Okay, and I'm gonna push some of these changes up here, sync them. And I think this is gonna build, right? I don't know if there's like some build errors. Okay. What I also need to do is set up some of the hooks and stuff too. So I need you to set up some of the hooks for my project because I'm using SpaceTimeDB, and SpaceTimeDB has a way of setting up the types for the server backend so that the front end, whenever it's making changes, are going to be able to build correctly without having any errors. Use ref tools and exa MCP to help you. Okay, so now I'm sending Gemini off onto a different chat to go basically build some of that stuff because now that we've updated some of the code, some of these types are going to fail and so forth. So that's what's up. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. We built a yeah, like I can't wait to get the game launched right now so that we can all play. Like 50 of us can play in real time. This is gonna be crazy. I'm not sure what I'm watching, so I might be the only one without AI. I don't know. It feels like the lines are the boundaries, and you got to stay inside. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure yet either. We're developing this game in real time. Yeah, this is insane. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Why I'm losing? Oh, yeah. Shoot. HP. Yeah. My bad. Okay. I think the model's smart enough to figure it out. So this is fixing the bugs, and I wonder what it says. Ran browser actions. So it's actually controlling the browser right now? Holy smokes, bro. Oh, I see. Fix the 1 second tick for simplicity. Okay, so it's updating our game tick. This thing's gonna be crazy. Wow. And then what's going on over here? So what we're doing now is we're going to um, space-time generate. Okay. Okay. think cursor has a hooks thing. Use ref tools to look it up. I'm gonna send this over too. Okay. Oh, so now we're changing the way that the camera angle is facing. So we're changing the player. Let's go back over here. So we're gonna change it from, let's see, forward is, yeah, it's the other way around. So input state forward is going to be now -1. So it's going to be the other way. And then the backward is going to be, yeah, the opposite direction, basically. Whoa. Yo, this is crazy. Let me refresh. Okay, adventure. Wow. This is wild. Bro, look at the, oh my goodness, bro. What? Yo, this is fire, bro. So two hole, I don't know what number 2 does. Keys 1 and 3. 3? Engine, TO? I have no clue what's going on. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Let's go back. Oh. Absolute bonkers. Join game. We can have like 3 people? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's going on? Oh, is my camera frozen? I don't think it's frozen. Yeah. I think we're good. Are we bullish Apple because of the Mac Mini? Maybe Siri can set a simple alarm clock. Possibly, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so the player logic is now being flipped. Okay. So now, what are we doing here? So it's going back. Cursor has hooks and it's now looking them up. Oh my gosh. This is annoying. Okay. I don't like this model for research. I'm going to go to Opus Max Fast. Go. Let's go. Starting sub agent. Yeah, I love this. Oh, I should say cursor has a hooks feature that we should be able to run when we update code on client or server. Okay, go. So I found the problem. You were successfully connecting to the server. Okay, this is the previous thing we found. So it's still building and updating the game here. So let's go ahead and take a look over here. Let me just reload it. Wizard, admin, YOLO. Yo, this is smooth. Ooh, whoa. Okay, I think it doesn't realize that like we're facing the wrong direction. Let's see. As you can tell, the character is facing me when it should be facing the other way. Okay. Was pointing down server's backend logic. I fixed the calculation position, and you were experiencing random damage every single second because of a storm arena collapse mechanic, which is designed to shrink the arena and forces the players closer together over time, like Fortnite or PUBG. However, the implementation is too aggressive. The arena was shrinking by 1 unit every single second, and if you're caught outside the pink glowing boundary, the weird lines notice. Okay, so let's just do no boundary for now. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to say, what I want to do is also have no boundary for now because I just want a lot of players to be flying and keep this game a little bit simple. I think it's more exciting if the players are able to fly, shoot other players, and interact in the game live. Okay, so I'm going to send that across. I think that's what's happening. So I forgot about this battle royale feature for those who are wondering. So in our game so far, what we've been able to do is we start off with a plan and this idea of playing this battle royale game with multiplayer syncing. And so that way all these players can play. So pretty soon, in probably the next less than 5 minutes, if you stay tuned, I'm going to send out a link so that all of us can start joining in and play the game. So we should all see each other flying around and be able to kind of shoot each other in real time, which is insane. And we basically went from, one little plan there and had handed that off to cursors. So that was built with Gemini 3.1 Pro and we used it inside of Cursor's harness. And it was able to do everything, which is kind of insane. And we've had to do a couple of iterations to fix some of the bugs, which is what we're doing right now. And once that gets going, we should be good to go. And it's kind of crazy that we're able to get this far so quickly. So yeah, that's what's up. And then yeah, we just keep building on the game. Yo, add a feature to allow us to use our own skin. Yes, I like this. But yeah, this is definitely doable, especially at today's type of space. Yeah. So let's see. The arena collapse logic is disabled for now. So let's go see what they disabled. So deal damage storm. Okay, yeah. Perfect. And then what do we have here for the player? Oh, this is just rotating the player. And then the arena state is going to be disabled for visibility. Perfect. Awesome. So now it's basically pushing this back out. And then what's going on over here? Okay, so what we did now is we set up some hooks for this. And so what this did was that every time we edit the file, after file edit, we're going to run a script and it's going to do the spacetime code gen thing. And when the agent edits the Rust files, it triggers the after file hook, which silently sets the code gen flag. Okay. And then it tells the agent to TypeScript types to be generated. Perfect. This keeps your front end types always in sync with the back SpaceTimeDB Rust schema without any manual intervention. Cursor for hooks to take it back. Okay, keep all. Perfect. So I think the hooks should already start. Facing the correct way. I notice the character's geometry was rotated inside backwards. Okay, perfect. And then let me go ahead and just check all these changes in. Perfect here. And then let me just go ahead and restart the TypeScript server so that way all of our stuff is okay. Commit these changes. Let me sync them up. I think we're good. This is declared but never read. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Sync those up. Okay. Oh. Okay, let me refresh this thing. Whoa. Okay, now we're moving. Oh, wow. Okay, so now the keys are backwards. So up is back and back is up. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, now that the camera's positioned correctly, when I hit W, it goes backwards. And when I hit S, it goes backwards. And then what about this one? Yeah. These are inverted. What's weapon? I think what else do I have here? Upgrades keys weapon to press F, fleet broadcast, players fleet, HP mods. Okay. Oh, this is so confusing. This is crazy. Okay. Okay. It's not really clear. Also for the gameplay at the very beginning, it's not really clear what we should be doing because I immediately want to start shooting some stuff out of my actual plane. So it'd be really cool if we had some type of thing already equipped. So it's really obvious that you can just start kind of blasting stuff out. Okay. So then this is what we're gonna do. Okay, cool. And then let me check online. So theoretically, we should already be deployed somewhere. So let me check my deployments. Is this the main branch? Where's my find? I don't know what. Yeah. Is this? I don't know. Let's see. Because I don't think this is the game, right? Yeah, this is not the game. So I think what I'll do is probably do a PR and put it to main, and that way we'll have that in the main branch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it should understand me. When I hit W, it goes backwards. When I hit S, it goes. Oh man, I can't speak right now. Yeah. And we're not even like doing a marathon stream today, right? We're only got like 2.5 hours in. Yeah. Okay. I'm just using the Gemini 3.1 Pro inside of Cursor. Yeah. And we basically made a game. This should also work on mobile. Watch, I'll show you. Yeah. Dang. So this is like how it would look like on mobile. Let's see. It's crazy. So what are we doing here? It's so slow. I'm on. Yeah. Right now it doesn't work because it's not deployed to main. Okay. This is currently it's just sitting on a branch. We're currently in we're currently on the branch. It's not in main yet. Create a platform game, please. What type of game? Okay. God, this thing's so slow. Planning the next moves. Okay. So what happened here? So I'm currently weighing the differences. Okay. Ooh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm curious to see where you're gonna get stuff set up on. Yeah. Anthropic did restrict the use of Claude with OpenClaw. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, if you weren't watching, I talked about this a little bit earlier in the stream, and I made a whole stream about it. But like the TLDR is like if you're a lawyer reading the exact words and taking everything word for word, you're not supposed to use OpenClaw with Anthropic's Claude Code plans. Even for personal use. But there's this gray area that they're trying to hint at. And that's why they're not trying to say it specifically and they're not trying to say these things. But the the vibe around it is the fact that there's people who are abusing these plans and buying lots of Claude Code plans and then selling them as a business. And so my thinking is that lawyers need something on paper visible in certain places so they can actually go after people and say, see, it's against our terms of service, and we've warned you in all these different places. And everyday people like you and me, they just don't have time to go after, and they'd rather just have you as a developer in their platform. But that's just my opinion, and I have no clue. You probably could get banned because if you read the words, they have every right to do that. Whether they'll do that, I have no clue, right? It's really up to them. And if you're thinking that you don't want to get your account banned, then definitely don't do that behavior because that will definitely get you banned. And by reading that specific documentation, technically other people like who are not using Claude Code or not using Claude.ai. So if you're using in any other app, you're technically not allowed to do that either. So I don't know. That's a TLDR, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Okay. I don't get all of the rage over Mac Minis. I have a dozen Docker containers running on a single PC. Yeah, I mean you could do whatever you want. It's the same thing. Like the Mac Mini just gets you all of the Apple infrastructure. So if you're trying to do things that you want to have your password protected behind a secure enclave, you basically have that with a Mac Mini, right? So you can store stuff in the keychain and the stuff will be encrypted. And so only you with the fingerprint will be able to have access to certain things. So you can lock stuff down even further. You can do that on a PC with like a YubiKey, right? You can do, I mean, there's a lot of different configurations, but out of the box, the Mac Mini gets you a lot already, right? You have a Unix environment that's basically already locked down, ready to go without too much headache, right? You can create a separate Apple ID, you can create separate accounts, you can, demote the main account that your bot is running and make it run in user mode. There's a lot of different things. So I think that's kind of what it is as far as like, it's no different than what you're doing with your Docker containers. And so it just depends on your level and your background. So for most consumers who are like in the, maybe you're a project manager and haven't really gone too crazy technical, it's going to be easier to get set up on a Mac Mini than try to figure out how to do all the Docker stuff in virtual environments and spin them up separately in these different containers. And if you have a lot of experience with this, obviously it's going to be easy for you, but it's not for a lot of other people. So that's what's up. I need to generate a game using this prompt. Generate a professional C source code template for OpenGL ES2. Dude, you go ahead and do that. Let me know. Like, I'm curious to see what that prompt is going to get you. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what's up. Okay. Fix the WS controls. The visual 180-degree rotation of your ship to face away. The camera accidentally broke the trigonometry calculation from where the point of the ship actually points to when you're going. I also added auto fire. I hooked up your left click and right click directly to the game tube. Okay. Oh, I should also say that I'm on a Mac too. So players on a Mac don't necessarily have right click and left click. So that's another thing. And we also kind of want to make it mobile friendly. So the other problem is that I am on a Mac. So there's only one click on the trackpad and most people won't realize they can use two fingers to do a right click. So that's not as intuitive. Is there a way that we can just kind of make this type of stuff simpler and more intuitive? Maybe specific keyboard controls to start out with, and then later introduce the trackpad controls, because the trackpad stuff can get a little bit complicated. Or maybe, yeah. Part of the thinking here is also that there's going to be players who want to join in on mobile, and we want to make it friendly / easy for them to do that as well. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Awesome. Ray's Cookery. Hey, glad to catch you live. Yeah, man, that's what's up. We're basically kind of playing this game here and see what's going on. I guess the opposite for me, being more familiar with PCs and Docker and stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's basically Mac Mini is friendlier to set up certain things compared to the other way around. I used to be a big PC guy and I became a Mac guy, obviously working for Apple. But then after I left, I'm still using Mac. So yeah, I mean, I know more about how the operating system works for an Apple computer, and actually I know how both work. But like, I always prefer more an Apple OS or Linux or something. Would be kind of cool. How does 3.1 perform to you? Okay, so 3.1, like just to recap real quick, it's been super impressive. So like, one is taking a plan and just going through for like 30 minutes and implementing it. Super impressive. I I'm curious to see how this will end up working for me day to day when I do like something that's not as technically crazy here. So we were generating a game from scratch, but the game that we generated involved cloning a template from GitHub. And what's cool is that we actually got to see the refactoring capabilities. So it went through refactored code. We also had client-side code, and we also had server-side code. So the server-side code that was in Rust dealt with a framework called SpaceTimeDB. And so it's then kind of understanding that. It understood a lot of documentation and other things that it needed to pull down to communicate with the client and, basically build a game here for us, which is really not an easy thing to do. And, in a couple, like, in several prompts, we got everything kind of scaffolded. But from there, we were kind of doing refinements and iteration. And so for me, the refinement and iteration part is kind of what's taking the longest here, because the model takes a little time to run. And I don't appear to have like a thinking level. You can't set like thinking high. It's just one specific model. And so when it's running Gemini Pro, It's just running this here with little brain, so it has a million token context window. This is currently in preview, so what we're getting access to is like this model as it's running, and it's only used, for the whole implementation of the game. It's spawned off multiple agents and different conversations, and that's kind of where we're able to kind of take advantage of these things. So, is it better at tool calling? Yeah, as you can see, like in order for you to execute a plan, it has to do all these different tool calling. It's kind of insane. And not only that, but it keeps everything in the context, which is kind of bonkers. That's probably the most impressive part is how long it's been able to run for this period of time, keep everything in the context, and keep going, which is really, really crazy. So yeah. Okay. Asteroid Royale server. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, this the same issue with in other hardnesses, default to high thinking, which sucks a lot. So I don't think that this has a high, medium, or low. It just has one default thing, and I think it probably adjusts depending on the task. Is my thinking. I don't know because we don't have visibility on what's going on. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Let me see what my Discord's cooking up because some of the folks in the Discord, File Reaper basically made a game in one prompt. So he basically made this game. Oh my god, bro! With Sprite Kit. So I think it was like two prompts, and he was able to make this like. Oh, that's an interesting game. Wow. Oh, that's pretty cool. So he made an iOS game using Sprite Kit. Dang, bro. Wow. So updated the sprites and mechanics and added shields and black holes to the slingshot. So yeah, he basically made an iOS game, and then TechFriend took my prompt for what we were making. So this is the Asteroid Royale thing that we were making earlier, and he was able to make his own using the Google Gemini, our AI Studio. And this is similar to what we did earlier. So in AI Studio, we were able to make the game using React super, super fast. And so with his game, like this is the one he made. That's cool. That's insane. This is crazy. Look at the reflections though. That's crazy, man. That's wild. Yeah. Wild, wild, wild. Okay. Yeah, that's on the Discord. Okay, so what do we have now? So I fully agree. Okay. You should be able to hop right back in your browser and test it. Okay. So let me just okay. SpaceTimeDB start. Okay, let's pop back in. Let's see. Ray. We're doing wizard. Bruh. Okay. Okay. I don't know. What's F? F for fleet broadcast? Okay. Up, down. Okay. If I press W, I go back. If I press S, I go forward. Okay. If I press, oh wait, my microphone muted? Okay. Okay, we're good. Oh, okay. If I press, oh man, what's going on? Is my microphone? Yeah. Can y'all hear me? I think I'm good, right? Okay, cool. Okay. If I press up or W, I go backwards. Press S or down, I Forward. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see, join the game. Okay. Okay, what are the controls I have here? So show controls. So then we have space to shoot or left click and then shift to sprint. So if I could do shift, sprinting. And then C to camera mode, follow. Okay. And then F to form fleet. Okay, so no, when I shoot, nothing happens. Okay. When I shoot, nothing happens. Nothing comes out. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Move forward, move down. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, restart whisper? Dang. Yeah. I think I'm about to do that right now. Whisper. Okay. Yo. Cool. Awesome. Did I get the lazy vibe of it yet? I don't think it's lazy. I think I think Cursor has a way of calling things dynamically because there's no low, medium, high for thinking. And I notice sometimes it takes a longer time to do things, and I think that's the high mode. And the low mode could be some of these quicker tasks that we see it going by pretty fast. Because I don't know if you noticed throughout the entire time we've been prompting, some of the requests have been really fast and some of them have been really slow. And some of the longer ones, like what's going right now, I think is the higher thinking because you can see like all of this like exploring output that's happening right now. And I think that's probably because it called the higher one. And we're basically doing like a debugging task. So that's an interesting way of what's going on. Right, Smash Humor Chewing about Rourke's Max for mobile apps. Maybe you can try some that someday. Do you guys use Rourke? I mean, does anyone ever here use that stuff? J35 vibing. What are you building with? I'm really curious. Um, is he an investor as well in Rourke? Because sometimes some people like don't tell you they're investors, and so like they'll start. I mean, they're excited and proud for their products, but sometimes I don't think they use them every day. If you know what I mean. I've like never heard anyone in my circle talk about using Rourke or anything. Yeah, Rourke app. Haven't used it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. AI that one shots almost any app for iPhone, Apple Watch. Max is a website that replaces Xcode. Publish the App Store 2 clicks. So the thing is that one thing that people don't tell you is if the app is not built using Swift native code, the likelihood of Apple featuring your app in the App Store is extremely low. And so you basically get such a low priority for ranking, or even like Apple actually featuring your app to be like winning like a developer award. And in the App Store, because they control everything, if you don't get featured, if you don't get like called out in the developer type of thing, or if you don't get invited to these types of things, like it's really really hard, and you have to do your own marketing for your own app. And so a lot of apps, it's just really hard to get to the top in general. And so I think the thing that I'm curious about now, it's like this looks really cool, that you can make some of these cool apps. But like I'm more interested in having it generate Swift code. So let's see, does it work? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think like I think most people here aren't really using that. How about Dart and Flutter? Yeah, those won't get featured. Yeah. Okay, pricing docs. Hmm. Yeah, so Rourke Pro uses React and Expo, while Rourke Max uses the first AI Swift developer. Oh, wow, cool. So Swift and React Native are the two common ways our apps are built today. So both are powerful, and they're designed for different types. Okay. So Rourke, yeah. So you can see this is using the Glass UI stuff. This is exactly what you want. That's awesome. You can see the difference. Like this looks like an Android app, and this looks like a native iOS app. And users will know. Wow. So why can't you use like Claude Code, I guess, you know? I guess because you just want one prompt. So how much is it going to cost you to do this type of thing? Things Swift can't do that React Native can't. Or yeah, system home screen features, motion fitness, body tracking. That's right. All these APIs and stuff, advanced, because these are all APIs that Apple has access to on the device. Augmented reality games, focus control, Apple Watch health ecosystem, voice message. There's a lot that Swift already brings you. This is awesome. So in order for you to use the Max, choose Swift if you're building an iOS first, Apple only, and you care about taking full advantage as Apple devices can do. Swift is the right choice if your app relies on things like motion, body tracking, fitness. I mean, it's just everything. At this point, just develop in Swift. Like, don't waste your time. I mean, you can waste your time, but like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. I'm very biased because I used to work there. $200 a month? Bro, just get a Claude Code plan. Opus 4.6 will do this for you. I'm showing you, like, don't waste your credits there. Get a cursor alter plan. It'll get it for you. So if you want to get started on making a Swift app, watch this video and you're going to cook hard. We're drunk. Spills so much sauce. This video should have way more views right now. Swift iOS app, Xcode, iOS 26. This is your video to watch. It has timestamps. It's 2 hours. It's literally a masterclass which shows you how to connect to the documentation that's built into Xcode. You tell Claude Code exactly where to get these files and stuff, and it knows how to build the iOS apps. It can do everything for you. And we broke it down in Las Vegas when I was in Las Vegas for CES. And basically it just has the whole thing. Why did you can even build with foundation models. So foundation models are models that can run on iOS without you connecting to a server. So literally you can basically make a transcription app that runs locally, and people are going to charge like, subscriptions. It's not going to burn up server bills. Everything can just be done locally on device. And like this is probably super slept on. The few people who have seen this, like Sterling Cooley, y'all know, he's a member. He's still coming back 20 days later. And he says, and I thank God I made those Claude skills while watching live, because we dropped a bunch of skill files on how to build stuff with Xcode build. And then now, Drunk, if you don't know, he made a App Store Connect CLI. And so this CLI is what you need to ship to the App Store. So once you get your app finished, then shipping to the App Store and doing all that stuff is a whole nother hassle. And so this is just a CLI, and he now has a skills file that you can give to an agent, and it'll ship you the whole thing to the App Store, all for free. Like this, there's so much alpha here. It's insane. Give this to your agent and tell it to just watch this video. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what you need right now. Spend $200? Nah, spend it over here. Yeah, you have to check out this video. Look at this. We're not going to gatekeep this. I'm not going to gatekeep this any longer. I feel like if the models are smart enough to help you with shipping an iOS app today, like check out this other thing here. Y'all need to do this. The alpha in here is insane, bro. That's why people need to get up in these. Y'all need to get up on the Discord too. That's what's up. Yeah. rfr.me/Discord. Yeah, there's so much alpha in this chat. This is like, there's too much. But I don't want you to like, I'm not putting it down because I haven't really tried this. And that's kind of why I'm telling you, I'm just a little shocked, like sticker price. The premium UI that feels like Apple, obviously, like, so Rourke Max, if you're going to be making an iOS app, you obviously have to use Swift. And then you're ending up at this camp, but you only get 1K credits, whatever that means for their app, right? And then if you spend 2K in credits, like fixing bugs or working on several apps, that's $500. That's like 2 Claude Code Max plans plus $100 on top of that. And if you can do 5K credit, come on, bro. Stop it. Like, what app is going to cost you $900 for that first month? Come on, bro. That's 3 Claude Code slubs. Just, it's right here. Right here, free. Free. I also removed the ads in this video because somebody said, hey, there's too many ads that show up in YouTube's thing because I have YouTube Premium, you know, and I have no clue that how many ads show up. And so I said, I'm going to remove it because I feel like this video is so important for y'all know to like start actually using this to learn and do stuff with it. And so the reason why I'm able to do this is because of people like you, people who support this channel, who like literally come. So if you can't afford, you know, whatever it is to be a member here on the YouTube channel, or even to join the Discord, you can literally watch for free. And all you have to do is subscribe and hit the like button and then just share with other people and drop comments. That's all you have to do. Just watch the whole thing end to end. And it gives a signal to YouTube saying like, this is an important video. These people are really liking it. And like, I'm telling you, there's so much sauce in here. It's just amazing. So there's something for everyone. I even turned off the ads to make it easier for you to focus and just literally lock in. If you're just trying to go in on iOS apps, you see how much money you're going to spend just using Rourke. Like all over here, no, this is LARPing. Like you could do the same apps right now on any basic subscription, you know. But this is, you know, you want to generate the Swift thing, and this is right here. This is a 2-hour masterclass. Like I even got the chapters in here for you too. Insane. Like debugging as well, like hooking it up to an MCP server to do the debugging from the Xcode loop back into Claude Code. Like getting feedback from users, like the whole thing. We cooked, bro. Absolutely cooked. Yeah, automating. This is, people charge thousands of dollars for this. This is crazy. So yeah, get it while you can. So yeah, you know, it's cool. I think what they offer, like in a package, if you got the money and you don't care about taking the time to learn, like I think you can probably make some cool apps with this. It's kind of like about time that somebody kind of did this, right? But yeah, that's cool. I predict things like Rourke to have a short life. Yeah, I think it'll be built into Codex, to be honest. Codex will be able to do this probably in one shot. Oh man, ETH for peace. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that, man. Like this whole thing is also like ad free. Thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate that. I've been following since the Unitree robot. I don't know how I missed that stream. Yeah, not all the streams are promoted to all audiences, so that's kind of another thing too, right? So yeah, you were there then for the Grok 4 when we changed the brains and it started cussing at us right away. You got to tell people about that. Why don't you create a SaaS like Rourke and make it with a cheaper model? Because that's not my focus. I actually don't want to do Swift. Like I'm not actually an expert in Swift, to be honest, either. That's the other thing. It's like, I'd say my expertise is in shipping software, debugging operating systems. I think my specialty is like a lot of like lower level stuff and then shipping software like at scale. So yeah, like I can sit down in a really complex system and start to kind of pull everything apart and understand how it's put together and then prioritize issues and do all this cool stuff. So like somewhere in between like a crazy like engineer who can go really deep in the stack to like C-level exec where you can figure out, you know, what software to ship and why, and like what features to cut, and then like a product manager. Like I have like all these different roles all rolled up into one, right? Like QA engineer, like there's just these different experiences. You know, I'm not a strong designer, but I have a good design sense, right? Like it's like I can't sit down and just design a product from scratch and make it look all super beautiful and very Apple-y like. But I can just tell you if I work with a really talented designer, that both of us can vibe, and then like my engineering sense can kind of help them articulate some things and vice versa. And so like I'm kind of versatile in those types of roles. If I sit down with an engineer, I can bring some design sense into that. So like there's just kind of really cool complementary things. You know, if I'm in a team and there's like the weakness in like project management or like having too many issues, what issue do you work on first and who should own them? That's something that I just can kind of sit in and just start to do naturally and just start to you know, drive to completion basically. So yeah, it's kind of like an odd place to sit it, you know, but I have a lot of these different skills that I built up over my many years. So Scott Townsend, what's going on, man? Aloha, appreciate all of what you're doing. Keep it up, great work. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. The super chat, it really means a lot, man. That's really cool that People were able to kind of roll up and kind of hang out with us as well. So yeah, aloha. You should explain actually robots with something like a DGX Spark as a brain. So yeah, that's coming. I'm still playing around with the Spark, which is really, really awesome. Provide lots of value. Thanks, man. You got to explain this comment. I gotta figure out what you're trying to say here. Let's see. Okay. So I pinpointed and fixed both issues. Great. So now it should basically fix. Yeah, I think it's just our server stuff. Perfect. Awesome. And take the specs from the customer. I give the engineer people person. Okay, yeah. Cool. So I think our app is now, I think our app should sort of be playable. So invisible lasers. Okay, the shooting bug. The reason your guns were jammed was actually a database bug where the Rust backend was trying to assign an ID to your new projectile. And because the old projectiles got deleted when they hit an asteroid, okay, cool. So I updated the Rust server code. Perfect. Awesome. All right, all right. Oh, you got a corrupt file. Dang. Let's see. We should be able to play now. Let's see. Join the game. Bruh. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is so weird. This is not good. Okay, so these. Oh, whoa. Okay. Whoa, what's going on? Oh my god. I have no clue. So what's weird about it is it doesn't have a sense of direction. And so even though I say forward backwards, like, can you tell from my screenshot that? Okay. So I'm going to start a new thing. It doesn't have a sense of direction, which is really weird. So I'm going to go to Gemini 3.1 Pro. So this is what happens when we start the game still, and you can kind of see that the character is facing me when it should be facing the other way. So when I hit, yeah. So it does come towards me. And then when I do, what's it, C? Yeah, so like I am able to do this way. If I hit C, the camera flips. Okay. If I hit C, the camera flips to the correct direction, and it appears that we're able to then move correctly. But the controls don't feel as fluid, and the lasers just do these weird projectile things and kind of sit off to a distance. So yeah, right now they're just like, yeah. Let me just put this up in here too. Okay, so let me send that across. Oh, oh, you mean the model corrupted? By the way, Opus and Codex never happened, so I didn't have a backup. Oh. So it just straight up deleted your stuff. Doesn't have a sense of direction, but he sounds like me. Yeah, I think it's just some of the code. I mean, this is the finest slop that we've ever shipped. Oh man, this is nasty. This is nasty. Yikes. So I think, can we deploy this to prod in Vercel? Okay. So yeah, right now it's basically going through the debugging phase. It's just gonna take a little while. Everything kind of takes a little while with this model. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Okay. Tariq just said, one of the biggest realizations I've had working on Claude Code is you can fundamentally, okay, let's see what's going on here. So while we wait for that, let's go and take a look and see what's going on X. On X status. TRQ. Okay. So, design agents for prompt caching first. Almost every feature touches on it somehow. So I wrote this in a day, but it's accumulation of months of learnings. So basically, I think he was just using some globally cache per project, and it grows each turn. So lessons learned from building Claude Code, prompt caching is everything. Okay. I think a lot of people are really curious. Apologize for this was the docs cleanup we rolled out. This caused some confusion. Nothing is changing about how you can use Agents SDK and Max subscriptions. We want to encourage local development and experimentation with the Agent SDK and Claude-P. So if you run Claude-P, it just runs a headless Claude environment, and you just send it over, build this app step by step, make no mistakes, and then it will just run headlessly until it comes back with a result. That's Claude-P. So if you're building a business on top of Agent SDK, you should use the API and a key instead. We'll make sure that it's clear in our docs. But it never actually goes in to answer like the question is like, I know it's not your fault if there's legal and whatnot involved, but people just want to know if they can just use their OpenClaws and regular tools. No answer. Is it possible to get the legal agent SDK is okay for Max Pro subscription for local? Are you talking about building a business? What about open source project? Yeah. So like it just never, yeah. So interesting. Very interesting. All right, so what do we have here now? So as of now, what do we do? I've resolved the camera controls and projectile issues by converting the game to a proper mouse look movement system. Ship is facing the wrong way. Conflicting controls, strafing versus steering. There were two sets of movement logic, and I've removed the keyboard steering entirely. I added a pointer lock. Wait. That's not what we wanted. So click anywhere into the game canvas to lock your pointer. Use your mouse to to smoothly aim the ship, and then use WASD to strafe backwards. Click and hold space to shoot lasers forward. Okay, let's try this. I'm not gonna knock it right now because what if it's amazing? But that's not exactly what I wanted. So this is an interesting tell from the Google Gemini 3.1, which is kind of what I had with some of the earlier Google models, is that it would not always take my instructions and kind of intuitively know what I really wanted. And then it would just make up its own mind saying like, yeah, we're just gonna do it this way. So if I click and then go, so if I go, this doesn't happen. No, bro. Oh gosh. Oh no. This is so backwards. Yeah, this is so cooked. Oh, this is annoying. I feel like if I give this to Codex 5.3, it would fix it. You know what I mean? Let me go back to. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Codex. I'm done with Gemini Pro right now. We're gonna do 5.3 Codex, and I'm gonna say use parallel agents to investigate and fix this. Slash console. We're gonna cook. We're gonna cook. N equals 4. Continue and revert. Yeah, this thing's gonna go fast. But man, it's crashing every 30 minutes. This is crazy. So anti-gravity is crashing for you every 30 minutes? Jesus. How much does Gemini 3.5 Pro cost per 1 million? I think it's 3 for input. Let's see. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. I thought I had a Safari window. Gemini 3.1 Pro cost. Yeah, $2 per million input and 12 per output for under 200K. I like how they quote Simon Willinson's blog. Let's see. And then $4 and 18 for over 200,000 to a million. So that's less than half the price of Codex Claude Opus 4.6. Wow, it's pretty chill. Okay. So what we're doing now is I launched 4 agents to go in parallel using Codex 5.3 because I've been trying for the last half hour or more to fix this bug, and Codex or GPT 5. Sorry, Google Gemini. What model is it? 3.1? Gemini 3.1 Pro has not been able to fix our little like issue with like the positioning of this actual spaceship and understanding kind of what's really happening here with our players and our logic. And is it an Opus replacement for me right now? Not for bug fixing. It's kind of not really that good. For generating a scaffolding a plan, it's impressive. Like it's able to run a lot of tool calls to get stuff started, but when you're then turning it around to fix bugs, it's really annoying and really slow. But the other part of it is that like it makes up its own decisions and figure out what's better, and it just does that and doesn't really listen to you. And so it's like it tried to convince me that like somehow this mouse movement pointer thing was the actual thing to do there. So I fixed the follow camera bug being in front of the ship, and I fixed the local prediction reconciliation mismatch. I synced the rendering engine and app rotation ref every time. So like, see, look at Codex just went to town and then fixed it, and it was really, really fast. Kudos to Codex, man. So the validation run, perfect. Let's go and do this. Check this out. I'm gonna do this right here. Cool. So let's check this out. Boom. That's cool. This game's crazy. Okay, okay. This is yo, this is actually kind of fun. So I can zoom out and then I can just do okay. What can I do? Can I just change the angles? Yeah, I can change the angles with my mouse if I scroll it up and down. This is crazy. 1 weapon hole, 2, 3. Upgrade keys. Whoa, where am I going? Okay, this is crazy. All right, let's ship it to main. Okay. Can you deploy this to prod on Vercel? Awesome. Do I prefer Opus 4.6? I go back and forth. I like Opus 4.6 for planning a lot, and I have an architecture skill that I use. I didn't use an architecture skill for this. I just talked to Opus 4.6. That's what generated our initial plan, and then I handed that off to Gemini 3.1 Pro. But I'm pretty sure the Codex one probably really just cooked. So not bad at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How did it turn out? Is it okay to use Claude Max for OpenClaw or not? I think if you use it, the legal team can take you down. The question is whether they have the bandwidth to do that or not. The likelihood is that they'll probably go after the guys who are abusing it the most or using it for some crazy business thing. So if you're constantly hitting rate limits in general, just beware you may be getting your account banned. So add a few more mechanics power-ups to the current. Dude, that's crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and see if I can see this game. Let's go and inspect the deployment here. So this is my deployments. Okay, cool. Join the game. So we should be able to technically play this live, huh? Interesting. So can y'all like actually join this game right now with me? I'm just curious to see if y'all start showing up with me because this should technically be live right now. So go ahead and click that link in the live stream right now, and you should be able to basically log in and join in. It says registered as adventurer. Whoa! Yo, this is crazy. Yeah, I have no clue what's going on, bro. Oh my god, this is crazy. Yo, this is insane. Bro. Okay. Oh my god, I have no clue what's going on. So I hit F to join fleet, so we can join fleets. I don't know what's going on. Bro. Yeah, the controls are totally hosed. Like I can't even see where my other player friends are. Share the link again. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me put this on in X real quick. I got you. Um, X.com. So yeah, over here, I'll put it in here. Yeah. So in this live stream, should I put it in here? I got you, fam. Here we go. Esteban. Yeah, you should be able to join. Yeah, the controls are so whacked. Yeah, right. Oh my god, I can see everyone moving. Oh, I'm gonna join as a paladin. Woo. Yo, I see everyone in the game moving in real time. This is insane, actually. Look at that. Oh my god. This feels like Tron. This is nuts. This is nuts. Oh my god, this is so wild. You can see everyone's like trajectories here. Yeah. Hold on. If I hit C, I think I could change the camera. C again. Yeah. Change the camera angles. Oh my gosh. LOL, yeah. Let me refresh. Ray Cooks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the controls are so hosed. Oh, this is so funny. But hey, we're playing multiplayer, right? Literally right now, real time. Look at that. This is crazy. We made a multiplayer game. The controls don't work, but hey, I'm like spamming the chat. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Oh my god. This is too crazy right now. Oh my god. Vibe coding gone wrong. Dude, am I about to fall out the game? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is so bad. It's so bad, but it's so good. How many people do we have in the game? Let's see. I'm really curious. This is nuts. Oh my gosh. See? Yeah. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the controls are so messed up. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Let's go. I'm drifting. I'm drifting. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, as of now, oh my gosh, this is so yeah. So that's all of us playing right now. This is Asteroid Royale. This is a pretty wild, kind of fun idea. So yeah, for those who are wondering, that's basically what we've been able to do. And I think this is just insane. Thank you so much for joining into the stream. But basically, we've been able to get this little game off the ground. Gemini 3.1 Pro is cool for getting started. Like you're able to prototype from 0 to 1 pretty fast. If you're using AI Studio, it's super fast to prototype like a React app. And it's impressive how fast you can move there. But then once you start to kind of put it inside a cursor and start doing some pretty cool stuff, you can it seems to have like a lot of the tool calling. It's really impressive how long it could stay on a plan. I'm going to be really curious to see if I build the same game inside of Droid and see what that looks like. Also curious to see what the GPT 5.3 Codex game looks like, and also the Opus 4.6 game that we built in the cloud, which would be really interesting. So a lot more coming soon. This is our first look. I just thought it'd be really fun to see what was happening. We were able to see Gemini 3.1 do some refactoring, of an existing template. We were able to see it do quite a bit of things. The most annoying part right now has just been trying to fix bugs in the existing code base. So when I start a new chat and try to do some things, it doesn't really seem to understand things for me, where I feel like 5.3 Codex or Opus does that pretty well already. And it could just be that this is the first day that it's been out. Obviously, it's released as a preview inside of Cursor. And so there's probably a lot more room for the model to be tweaked and enhanced. And there is basically also what's interesting inside of Cursor is that you can't select low, medium, or high. It seems to the agent will then figure out what type of thing you're trying to implement and then choose high if it needs to think a little bit longer to implement something, which is really fascinating. So I appreciate all you members who have been able to join recently. Big shout outs to my super chat folks, Scott Townsend, Joe Natural NY. Also shout outs to some of the folks who recently joined as members. So let me see if I can kind of find that as well. ETH for Peace, thank you so much for becoming a member in the stream today. And if you're interested in joining in the Discord, thanks to all those folks who have been able to join. https://rfer.me/Discord. And so all of this is really amazing because I want to basically start doing some of this stuff in person, and all of this kind of starts to roll into bigger events and stuff that we'll be doing there as well. This stream is currently ad-free because it's supported from viewers like you. So if you come in and you're watching this later on, there's going to be timestamps below and available for everyone. And you can also come back to watch at any time. I'm not going to turn on the ads. So monetization is disabled because I want to kind of build the community here. And anyone who's currently supporting in the stream is big W, big ups to you guys, because you guys have been able to help us build this community here. So this has been really, really nice. And yeah, big shout outs to Cursor as well for giving us that, or giving me the research credits to play around and be able to launch some of this stuff, just full YOLO, which has been really cool. And then when I it looks like the Droid one's gonna be running, so we're probably gonna do another stream in the next day or two. I typically stream on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays as far as my stream schedule, but lately with all the different releases, I've just been going live every day. So stay tuned, make sure you stay subscribed, and I'll see you all in the Discord. Peace out, y'all.